The inspired rider.
I saw Emma and her son Alex, who has this condition called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. That's all I needed to figure out. I'm just going to go from where I am in Leicester to this place called Nordkapp.
Yeah, COVID. It wasn't exactly easy on the travel front, was it?
My wife was already in hospital and she was very bad. In fact, to be honest, I thought for a couple of days she was a goner. It was almost the last time I was going to talk to her. Every single international border that I would have needed to cross closed.
There's now a war kicked off. You've cheated death twice. Your bike was knackered.
If your mindset is I'm going to find a way forward, you'll find a way forward. Make friends with people that have motorhomes that have motorcycle stickers on the back of their motorhomes. Because they generally have a lot of beer. That sounds like a speed dating question. What's going on?
I'm back.
Because
Down in the dirt.
Right, folks, welcome back to BRU TIME. Stan Hulme. Is it Hulme? Hulme. Is that how you pronounce it?
Hume. Just don't pronounce the L. Yeah, there you go. You're good to go. That's it.
Stan Hulme, the inspired rider. Right. Okay, before we crack on, we just got to get straight into it. Where's the name come from? And we'll just get straight into what you've been up to.
Dude, the name comes from, I think, internet frustration. So that would be sitting down in front of a computer with a glass of whiskey, kind of going, I've got this really cool idea, but every cool-looking username has been taken up. Yeah. And just kind of bum, bum, bum. But I've always been a big believer in inspiration over motivation any day of the week. And I thought, you know what, inspired something. Ooh, inspired rider. And yeah, that's where it came from. It's just a fact I've always had that kind of, you know, people, if you inspire someone, that can literally last a lifetime, which you motivate someone. It's like a warm bath of water. It feels good for a minute, but, you know, as soon as you've done with that, it's already gone. So, yeah, that's kind of where it came from.
Awesome. Right, you mentioned whiskey. It's very rude of me. I forgot to do this. Do you have a tipple of choice for this evening?
I do have a tipple of choice.
Excrement.
Kicking off at least with the black stuff, with the Guinness.
Right.
That was
kicking off
from there.
This sounds good. Kicking off, well, slange.
Well, absolutely, slange. Skull. So yeah, I'm a bit of a credit to a guy. I wouldn't say got me into alcohol, but when I was a student at university, we used to have this guy called Rob. That every time you used to give him an order for the student union bar, doesn't matter what you'd order, he'd come back with a round of Guinness and say, "Look, lads,
good lad.
Look, lads, can't remember what you all ordered, so I decided to bring you the best pint in the world rather than waste anyone's time." Fair enough.
Like it. What uni did you go to?
De Montfort University, Leicester.
Okay, got you. Yeah, good times. Yeah, I enjoyed my time. I was up in Glasgow. I went to Strathclyde in Glasgow. Good times.
Ah, okay. Yeah. It was good times, good lads, and good crack. It was good fun.
So, you got the name Inspired Rider. Why? Why were you coming up with this name? What's the whole backstory?
Well, the backstory was this. I mean, it's obviously, we need to rewind the clock a little bit. This all happened during COVID time.
Yeah.
When I guess, you know, we're all pretty much climbing the walls, wanting to get out of our own houses. And it's right back when the original digital armchair adventure festival kicked off with Matt and Reese.
Yep.
And I was there right for that very first one before it was a thing. I was kind of in there, and I was listening to all these fantastic stories of people that had traveled the world and done really cool things. And it connected some dots with me when I was at ABR Festival the year previous. A friend of mine, Kate, who does the yoga at ABR, was off to do the Everest base camp ride with Steph Jevons, the Girls on Top ride.
Yeah.
And she just said right there during the middle of the O class, "Oh, by the way, I'm trying to fundraise for charity." I thought, that's a really cool idea. For some reason in my entire life, it had never occurred to me that you could potentially, you know, do a personal challenge and also fundraise at the same time. But, you know, going and then flashing forward to COVID times and climbing the walls, like, again, everyone was, the dots just started to connect and kind of went, oh, hang on a minute. You know, I could do some kind of a challenge here. You know, that was kind of the inspiration for it, if that makes sense. And I'd known Emma, the founder of this charity, Alex's Wish, for many, many years. And, you know, they're doing amazing stuff in terms of fundraising. But it had all stopped because you can't even do like a hook a duck during COVID. You couldn't do anything. And charitable organisations really suffered. I'd been suffering quite a bit, and one of our rental properties in the middle of Leicester got decimated by a tenant, and no trains would go near it. It was one street away from the epicenter map that was on the BBC. So people wouldn't even go near it. And that was kind of all on me. I just wanted to say, you know what, I want to put something positive back in the world. The dots all connected. And I made a phone call and said, hey, I've got this crazy idea. and
Which was?
Yeah. So the crazy idea was I'd been consuming a little bit of YouTube content and found about this place called Nordkapp, and just walked around on Google Earth. And there's this monument up there in Nordkapp called the Children of the Earth Monument, which is a mother and a small child sort of holding hands right there in front of, I think it's about a dozen bronze friezes that, you know, were created by children from various different countries, things like, you know, like hope, peace, you know, all kinds of good stuff that maybe adults could take a leaf out of their book on. And but as soon as I saw that monument, I saw Emma and her son Alex, who has this condition called Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which back then was a life-limiting condition with no known cure or treatment. And so I thought, you know what? That's all I needed to figure out. I'm just going to go from where I am in Leicester to this place called Nordkapp to that monument. And that was it. And that is all I needed. And in all fairness, I made 2 phone calls the first day. First phone call was to a guy who ran a production company, and say to him, hey, I've got this crazy idea. Do you think there'd be some legs in it? And might be able to get some publicity for Alex's wish. Yeah, I think so. Cool. Then I've mentioned rang Emma even, who pretty much fell off her chair backwards at this crazy idea. I thought, cool. And she doesn't know this. I did tell my wife the next day I was doing it.
What was her reaction?
She wasn't in the country at the time. Her reaction, bless her, she's fantastic. Her reaction was basically, yeah, go for it. Totally unfazed. Totally unfazed. Nice. But she's done a lot of world travel herself. It's got a travel and tourism background. She was like, go for it. And then I figured out how far away Nordkapp was.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trek. For anyone who's not aware, it's the most northerly point on the European landmass. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the most north you can get without getting your feet wet.
Yeah.
So there's Nordkapp, and then it's the Barents Sea.
Yeah, it's quite a trek. It's about, it's about 4,000 odd miles up there, and then a little bit less back, depending on which way you go. Yeah, it was about 5,000-6,000 mile round trip. Yeah, it was just over 6,000 mile round trip for me.
Yeah. I had a start point and the end point, which was the same location, which was a biker pub in Leicester, who were kind enough to be part of it, which is cool. But yeah, it was 6,121 miles. Not that I was obviously counting.
Nice. How long did you take for that?
I think it was 29 days, but there was a few medical issues along the way which slowed me down.
Okay, right. Let's get into that. Well, let's cover this project. Let's cover the trip, and then we'll dive into like your back history, getting into bikes and what brought you to that path. But let's hear about the actual trip itself now then, shall we?
Sure.
And maybe in the build-up, because obviously there was a few things happened during the build-up.
Oh God, which things are you referring to? There was a lot of things in the build-up.
Yeah, there was. Okay, so let's go. Let's take it in order then. So you've made the decision to go. You've told a few people. That kind of means, right, I've got to do this. This has to happen. So what's the next step after that?
Next step after that was the world closed every border.
Yeah, COVID. It wasn't exactly easy on the travel front, was it? For a period.
No, not at all. But every single international border that I would have needed to cross closed. And so this was originally supposed to happen in 2021, but that couldn't happen in 2021. And so I was like, okay, fine. And then I thought, well, I'll figure out a plan B that I can just do within these shores, which I did have a plan B. But then I couldn't do plan B.
Right, which was plan B?
Plan B was length of the UK. So from John O'Groats to Land's End by sunset on the same day.
Yep.
Which I thought was eminently, obviously very doable, and it fit in with all the guidelines that were existing at the time and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then, that didn't work out so well because what was I? About 2 weeks before going, I contracted COVID and got hospitalised with the Delta one.
Yeah, you got quite bad, didn't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, basically, the short version of it was that.
So, are you enjoying the podcast? If you are, please let everyone you know about it. Sharing at the moment is the biggest trigger for the algorithm. Obviously, you need to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. But if you can just tell one mate about the podcast, share it across to them, that helps tenfold. I love doing the podcast. I'm really trying to grow it this year, and you can help me out by doing that. So I'll love you forever if you do. Whilst I'm on the topic of support, folks, the only reason I can do the podcast and the YouTube channel and everything like that full time is because of my Patreon. In the clan itself, we do meetups, we do live streams. You'll get early access to the vids. You get first choice on the questions on this podcast. And you'll also get exclusive early access to my chicken strips tours when they're released. If you want to check it out, head to patreon.com/TeapotOne. And if there's anything there that takes your fancy, feel free to support me over on there.
My wife was already in hospital and she was very bad. In fact, to be honest, I thought for a couple of days she was a goner. It was almost the last time I was going to talk to her.
Jesus, really?
Yeah, no, genuinely. We were like FaceTiming. And I thought, I don't know if this will be the last time I see this face.
Oh my God.
Which was, difficult. Bearing in mind that I already now had sort of full COVID going on, and 3 kids at home and no relatives here that could be with the 3 kids.
Wow.
So what happened there was I was then kind of forced myself to stay at home rather than go and get any treatment. And I just walked out of the bedroom door one morning and pretty much just yelled at the kids, call 999. And I knew it was going down, and I just ran out of oxygen, ran out of blood pressure, and it was a big mess on the floor. Done.
Wow.
I thought I was gone as well. And I just came to, and 3 kids were around me. And the oldest was about 16 and a half.
Yeah.
And they were on the phone to the emergency services, and an ambulance, and Dad was ambulanced out of the house.
Oh, wow. Bloody hell.
So that was, that's kind of crazy.
Wow. That's a start to a project. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
So,
that wasn't planned for, but,
Yeah. Yeah. Look, for me, I often think to myself, when things start going, you make a decision to do something and then things start going wrong. Yeah. In my head, I have this battle of, are these omens? Is this meant to happen? Is this just something telling me, nah, you're going down the wrong path? Or is it the case of, let's see how much you want this, figure out a way. And I'm quite stubborn, so I tend to go, fuck it, I'm going to keep going. Yeah. You obviously kept going.
God, yeah. Well, I kind of subscribe to the ant mentality. So, you know what, I'll go over it, under it, around it, or through it. I'm getting to the far side of whatever that thing is. And that's the way I saw it. I mean, there was an upside to us both being in hospital with COVID at the same time. I could actually visit my wife because there wasn't a protocol that said the person who gave me COVID, which wasn't my wife, by the way, that I can't catch it again from her and I can't give it to her. So I could actually walk over this little covered bridgeway into her ward and visit her. Surprise, folks. Guess who's here?
Yeah. What did she say to that?
Not a lot. I couldn't do much breathing. Neither could I. In a really, really bad state. But, I was very fortunate. I was pretty much just given oxygen and a few little bits and pieces. And I was discharged the next day, not in a great state. But then post almost dying of that, I had pneumonia. So that lasted for about 3 months of me being able to just about take a bin out, get back in the house, collapse, and need about 3 hours rest before I could move again.
Wow. What do they know? Because it was so weird with COVID. Some people, I mean, I know you got the Delta strain, which was the heavy duty one anyway, but some people got that and they were absolutely fine. And, you know, other people such as yourself were hospitalised. One of my mates lost his dad to it. I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Did they ever figure out, like, what is it about you and your wife's physiology that allowed you to get through it? Is there ever any answers?
Not really. I mean, I seem to remember something about viral load, and she was at a conference that day where a lot of people were.
Gotcha.
And so maybe it was because it's beyond my pay grade kind of stuff. But I suspect maybe that had something to do with it. But yeah, don't know. And there were people there. I mean, there were people there far worse than me, and were people there that didn't make it out. And, you know, I lost a parent during that time, not to that, but to the after effects of, you know, things like social services being withdrawn during that process. And that was a difficult thing to deal with, to be honest. And that was all around exactly the same time. So I had lots going on.
Yeah. Wow. That is, I mean, turmoil sends that short. But yeah, you got a lot on your plate there. A lot on your plate. So what saw you through to going then? Because obviously there's a fair bit of time elapsed between that and actually leaving.
You know, no matter how bad you've got something going on in the world, there's people out there who've got it far worse than you. That's something that, you know, people I know, that's kind of their philosophy that they stick to as well. And I kind of went, do you know what? Right. I need to now get better, because I've got people around me that depend on me. I've got things I want to go and do. First thing I had to do was, you know, 180 and sort out this health stuff that was going on. You know, you can't just walk 10 meters for the rest of your life, collapse and hope to get up. And so, yeah, there was a local gym at the time that I just started going to. And it must admit, it took more than 200 gym hours. I was quite nerdy about counting it before I felt human again. But again, you know, it's not, I'm doing it for myself because obviously I need to be better and, you know, be more present. But I've got family, responsibilities, other things, and also wanted to go, obviously, have this great thing to go focus on, which is to get to that monument at Nordkapp, get to that monument, you know, create some attention for Alex's wish. And also, you know, ideally some funds. But yeah, and that's kind of what pulled me through, was like those sort of focusing forward rather than backward.
Now, originally, I read it was going to be, there were going to be two of you doing this, but
yes,
obviously only ended up being one.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened as well. So for the best part of 2 years, there was two of us. Because I kind of went, okay, it's a long journey. There's a lot going on. And obviously, you know, I thought I was being responsible, but in my irresponsible way, I was being responsible, which was, this was going to be a physically distanced journey. The idea was to wild camp it and just stay to ourselves, get to Nordkapp and do all that kind of stuff. And with 2 weeks to go, the other rider had to pull out.
What impact did that have on your psyche then? Because obviously you're planning a trip like that with somebody, and it's almost like a safety net, isn't it? You know, it's like a little security blanket.
He was also a trained army medic.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, we'd done emergency medical training as well, because again, I didn't know what support I'd get. So I literally had to think about all the eventualities and, you know, not assume I'd be able to get to hospital, because you couldn't really do that over here. So why should I assume I can get into one that I don't know? And so, you know, we're fortunate to have emergency medical training donated. So I did some of that and a variety of other things. But it was that upended everything, because obviously when you got two bikes, you can do things like, well, you can carry the cook gear and I'll carry some tools, and
share the load.
Yeah. So it's pretty much everything that was loaded on my bike. I looked at it and went, yeah, that ain't going to work. So changed the tent. Really glad I did, because I did have the very big tent, the one. Had that. And
the Lone Rider one?
Yeah.
Geez, you were going to take that?
Yeah. That was a terrible idea. No.
Fantastically comfortable, but not for that sort of thing.
No, it's a sale. It's a big thing. It's a great base tent. Don't get me wrong, for things like festivals, stuff like that. It's got a place. It's got a really good space in the market. But for what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, it was like a 20-minute pitch if there wasn't a breeze blowing, and it was like, no, this is just going to be every single day. I'm going to be on the move, no ways. Yeah. So I went with
it's nice and easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
so I went with 150 quid Chinese knockoff of Hilleberg or something, little three pole nature hike. Was it Cloud Peak 2? I think it was tent.
Right.
Yeah. So I just took a Chinese tent to Nordkapp because I had less than 2 weeks. That was available on Amazon, so I got that. Just pared everything way down to basics, and decided packing strategy, like my left pannier was going to get me and the bike out of shit pannier. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Right pannier was going to be kitchen, and the roll bags were going to be clothing, which obviously it's big, it's bulky, but it's got no weight, so it's ideal to be up and high. Yeah. And for everything else down low.
Brilliant. Oh, now what I was going to say planning, but we covered that. Have you ever done any trips like this before? Like whether on a bike or backpacking, or, have you ever done any sort of overland travel type stuff?
Not really. Not massively, no.
Just straight into it.
Yeah. No, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
Just go from sort of zero to hero, because it's as soon as you make a decision to do something, you figure out how along the way. You don't need to have all those dots joined up ahead of time. Yeah. And in fact, and go through how I planned it, which was possibly a joke, but it did not need to be that detailed and that overthought. You've just got to start rolling. And taking some considerations in place. I mean, I used a planning system called Trello, which is an online sort of thing you can visually throw stuff into. And in there, actually looking at it at the moment, I had this one panel in there called the Go, No Go Ovid Christmas Trio Lights. And that's got all the countries in there color-coded depending on how easy it was to get across their borders.
Yeah.
And there's still one of them, which is amber, which is Finland, because that was still closed as I left.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. So when did you actually leave then? What year was that?
It was 2022. So set off just after ABR Festival 2022. Got delayed because the other rider, I thought we were going to be still going together at that point. And that all fell apart at that point in time. Not through his fault. There was a family issue going on. So let's just be clear about that. But yeah, so I ended up going 2 weeks later than I planned to go, which kind of worked out, fortunately, sort of. But yeah, Finland was still closed as I was rolling.
Can you remember the day you left? You remember the feelings? What was going through your mind when you set off? I
remember the feeling. This is all on video, but I've never actually done anything with it. But yeah, I remember the feelings in my head going to that pub. From my house to the pub was like, geez, man, I could feel the butterflies. Yeah. I'm just going to drop the bike in the car park. This is all going to pear shut. It's just crazy. Yeah. And I just thought, all I've got to do, I've got butterflies, but I need to just get these buggers flying in formation, right? Going to have to deal with the fact that's going on, but I just need to get them flying in formation. So I got there to the pub where, awesome people supporting me and sponsors along the way. One was, I've got to mention them, Bennett's Motorcycle and Scooter in Oby in Leicestershire here were phenomenal. My final drive on that GS, shat itself 2 weeks before leaving as well.
Bloody hell.
Because they're amazing people. And this is a great thing. You know what? Not just them, but other people that supported me in a variety of different ways. I never expected nothing for nothing. I really didn't. But those guys went above and beyond. And they basically said, look, bring it into us a couple of weeks before you go. We'll do a full service. We'll get it set up so it's tickety-boo. And we'll put some tyres on it. And then they checked it over and said, dude, your final drive is not going to make it. It's done. It is, it's creaking. That bearing is shot. I was like, oh, really? Because I had nothing to compare it against. And they said, look, we got you. I said, well, how much is it going to cost? I'm thinking I have to get a credit card out and buy another bike, genuinely. I was thinking, geez, I've got to go. Everyone knows I'm going, including the local BBC guys who are following this. It's like, I'm going. And I wanted to go more than anybody else, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. After all you've been through to get to that point.
Oh, geez, it really is like, oh, man, I'm just going to have to, credit card something. And they said, look, I said, dude, how much is it going to be, rough idea? And they said, yeah, don't worry about it. I said, what do you mean, don't worry about it? I said, look, I'm riding, supporting the charity, but I'm not a charity, I want to do it. Do what I can here. And they said, look, mate, your money's no good here. You do what you need to do. We've got you. So, Dan and the guys at Bennett's Motorcycles, Obi Leicester, incredible dudes. And was wearing one, hats off to them. They absolutely saved the day. And they also got me a pair of matched tyres as well. Because if you remember, I forgot about this, the whole Ukraine-Russia war had just started.
Oh, yeah, so rubber, you couldn't get tyres, could you?
You couldn't get the compound, whatever it was, that goes in tyres, right?
That's right, yeah.
Russia-Ukraine war was at that point 3 and a bit months old. And bear in mind where Norway is and Finland, etc. Who's their border
you're not
with?
far from it.
They're really close, right? So I was heading to that as well. You couldn't get this compound. So I ended up with, they said, look, there's only one pair of tyres in the country that we can get on your bike. That was the requirement I wanted, which is I wanted the 50-50 because I wanted to do some off-road as well. Yeah. Because I'm one of those mad people. And it was fighting now K60 Scouts.
Freaks, I think you'll find they're called, Stan. Freaks.
That we know about? What?
Not the Scouts, off-road people.
So they put these K60 Scouts on, and the internet said they were rubbish. I don't know about that. I got all the way to and from Nordkapp with them, and they were fine. A little bit like wood, to be honest, but you know what? Super durable. Did the job. Yeah. But they got me to there, and so back to where I was at. So I'm heading to that pub to leave, thinking, the only people who are going to be there is going to be my wife and the guys from the pub. Like, I'm not expecting it. I got there, there's like 50 people in the car park, including the local BBC station. So I've got a BBC mic in my mouth 5 seconds after arriving.
Say something inspiring.
Yeah, well, I was doing on the road interviews every about 3 days live on the show, which was awesome.
On the actual trip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was mad. I mean, for me, it wasn't about me. It was about promoting, doing something positive, maybe trying to inspire others again, but also trying to create awareness for Alex's wish, and some money would be nice. But again, the whole Ukraine war thing, Russia-Ukraine war thing, kicked off. Everyone's pockets went.
Yeah.
Price of petrol went through the roof. My projected costs shot through the sky overnight, nearly doubled the fuel cost, which was fun.
It was weird time, wasn't it? Like, I mean, weird time's the understatement of the decade, the millennia, I think. But it really was then, because we just didn't know what was going to happen. We had no idea what impact that war was going to have, because we hadn't even recovered from COVID yet, really, had we?
No.
So it was a crazy time. You've mentioned Alex's Wish a number of times, which is the charity that you did this for. I was going to come back to that once we'd covered the trip, but it's come up in conversation quite a bit. So I reckon let's just hit that now, and then we'll come back to the trip afterwards. So obviously it's pretty fundamental to this journey, isn't it? Alex's Wish.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a charity that's fairly close to my heart, because knowing Emma, who's the founder of Alex's Wish, and her son Alex is obviously the charity's been named after. But their goal is to actually fund not only UK but global research clinical trials, etc., into finding a permanent cure for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And they're very much sort of on that roadmap. And that's, absolute hats off to, the way that I originally sort of met Emma was through a business network group in Leicester. I run a business. I was at this group and she stood up during one network meeting, and Alex had just turned 10 years of age. And she said, my son Alex just turned 10 years of age, and I'm, finding it quite hard to deal with the thought that he's now middle-aged, because the life expectancy is about mid to early 20s at that point in time.
Wow.
And obviously having kids myself, it's like, it just hit me like an anvil. And I thought, geez, you know what, I don't know what it's going to be at some point in the future, but I need to do something for these guys. And I also imagine, if I was in her shoes, would I be doing what she's doing and going out there and hustling and creating this charity and actually making the positive influence that they are all making in the world? And they're doing tremendous stuff now. They raise hundreds of thousands of pounds a year, which goes directly into these trials. You've got the Brothers Trust involved with them, which is, I can't remember the guy that plays Spider-Man, Tom Holland. So he's involved with that, which is nice. And they also now run in Leicestershire a massive supercar event. Haven't got them into bikes yet, but it's time this time. And they do a massive supercar event once a year in Leicester, which they just did recently as well. So that they're giving back to the community in stuff that people can come along, have a great day out with, but at the same time, there's a very real purpose. But yeah, they've got massive amount of drug study, good stuff going on, but as well as things like robotic bodysuits and specialized wheelchairs and all kinds of things. So they are looking at this and attacking it from every angle. And I just think, incredible people, what a mission. And if I can play a tiny, almost insignificant part in supporting that and create a bit of awareness for them, then,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well, I'll leave the links for that in the show notes, folks. So if you're watching the video, have a look at the description. If you're listening to the podcast somewhere, have a look at show notes, and there'll be a link for Alex's wish there and some information as well about the cause.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So back to the trip itself then. Calais Moto. If you've not been using Calais Moto, you've not tried it out yet. I've been using it since about 2017, 2018 now. Brilliant bit of kit if you want to try and find new roads, either in your local area, or you go somewhere new and you don't really know. You can just whack it on. You can check how twisty you want the ride to be. You can split it into different sections and have different sections have different twisty meter readings. So you could motorway it on one bit, do a bit of A-road on another, and then chuck it into the backcountry, massive twisty lanes, that sort of stuff for the rest of the journey. It's entirely up to you. Does take a bit of getting used to, so if you have any issues with it, please drop me a line and I'll help you out as much as I can. In the meantime, if you want to give it a go yourself, I've got a couple of codes for you. TeapotOne 10 will get you 10% off the annual subscription. TeapotOne 30 gets you 30 days of the full premium package. Massively helps me out as well, folks. Calais Moto have been one of my main channel sponsors for about the last 5 or 6 years now. So if you use my codes, it lets them know you've come from me. Okay, let's get back to the chat. Yeah. So there's now a war kicked off. You've cheated death twice. Your bike was knackered. That's now fixed. Oh, there's another one. What else has happened?
It's like a Columbo thing. Yeah, there was one more thing.
One more thing.
Well, a mutual friend of ours, Gordon Stewart. Yeah, he
Arctic rider.
Yeah, Arctic rider. He's currently in the Arctic, isn't he? He's still in Arctic Greenland, and he's a guy well worth supporting, ladies and gents.
Absolutely. He's just completed that. He's just got up to the glacier that he was going for. So, and I think he's completed the return journey now. So
He was very close last time I checked, so he probably has by now. So yeah, hats off to him.
It's all work, mate.
Awesome,
good lad.
But yeah, he messaged me, and I was on a little holiday with the kids, and I just pulled an Achilles tendon, so I could barely walk. That's another thing that happened. But I thought, I'll put a motorcycle boots on. It'll heal.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Just sat on your arse, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that did. So that was a non-thing compared to everything else. It's like, just because I can barely walk's not an issue. Jeez. Yeah, I was paintballing or something in the woods and slipped and stuff. But he messaged me because he noticed this thing on Horizons Unlimited saying, "Oh, by the way, are you aware this bridge has got washed out?" What? No. Shit. This bridge was an essential bridge I needed to cross on the E6 in Norway. And the storms just on top of everything else, the storms that year in Norway have been some of the worst it had, right? And this 30-meter long, only a couple of years old, concrete bridge, on concrete pillars, had got knocked off its foundations. It's a big chunk of stuff by the storm. And that was, I can't remember how far away. It was the bridge at Baderen. I remember that. And I thought, geez, oh no. I thought, right, there's got to be a way around this. And there was one way around it. You'd have to go on a 600-kilometer diversion through Finland, the country that wasn't open. Country, like, freak awesome. I was like, oh, cheers for that, mate. That's just great news. I thought, well, I was still going to have to go, and the official borders are shut, but how hard can it be? But anyway, so I was like, okay, fine, right, I've got a little bit of time. But I found out something amazing about Norwegians right there and then in their response to that bridge being destroyed, pretty much. And that replaced the one about 100 yards downstream that had been wiped out a couple of years earlier. Mad. Sheesh. But in a less than 2-week period, right, they got the Meccano out and pretty much put one of those military-type bridges over the top of what was left of that bridge. And within 2 weeks, they'd have done that. They actually had that bridge operational for single-file traffic both ways, literally Meccano. Yeah. I was like, these guys are incredible.
They have to, haven't they? Yeah, they've got to, because that's an arterial route, so they've got to fix it.
Yeah, but it was pretty far north. I can't remember how far north it was, but it was at Baderen. And there's photos of big green crane lifting sections of it, and I was like, these guys are incredible. In the UK, people would just be, sucking air through their teeth 2 weeks later to get actually finishing the job. Amazing. So I thought, okay, well, that's sorted then.
So in terms of route then, did you do all the big hitters on the way up? Did you do like Trollstigen, the the Atlantic Ocean Road, the Strund, whatever it's called, that bridge?
Yeah, pretty much. I decided to take as much as possible the land routes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and there's a whole bunch of stuff there anyway, but missed the ferry as well, the first one coming out of the UK, because I got delayed, not realising there's going to be 50 people there and doing a media interview. So I was half an hour late leaving, and I missed the ferry by 5 minutes.
Oh, did you have any part of your mind, body, and soul going, don't think this is meant to happen?
No. I'll be honest. Right. My mentality, my mindset was, do you know what? I don't know why that happened, but it's meant to be. So every time anything went sideways, left of field, I don't know why it's supposed to be like that, but it's meant to be. And I moved on. And that's exactly what happened when the other rider couldn't make it. By the time the phone had gone down, my mind was already, it's meant to be. And I'm just straight on to the next phase of it. I don't know why it's meant to work out that way, but it is. So I missed the ferry. I was meant to go to Dunkirk. So, take a little bit off. Missed it by less than 5 minutes. And they said, oh, would you like to go to Calais instead? And so I thought, well, okay, yeah. When's that leaving? Well, it's leaving now. I was like, great. And I rolled straight on there, like hustled a little bit, out of sorts after missing the one I was planning on. So I was going to be further down the coast that I planned and blah, blah, blah. So I got on straight in, bike sort of into the this thing that locked it onto the ferry. I've never seen one of those before. That was cool. I was strapping, just went straight in. Oh, which is nice. All right.
Oh, wow. Changed.
Just jumped off the bike. I went straight up to the car deck, sat down, and I thought, this is a bit odd. What's missing? And I realised what was missing. I was the only passenger on the frigging boat. I kid you not. It was a cross-channel ferry, and there's me. Because I'd seen all the trucks come on, but because I was in such a blind rush, I just went straight on. Bike in, got to the car deck, because I was on the truck deck, not the regular car decks anyway, so I hadn't even noticed there was no cars on this thing. Got up there, and there's these 3 staff members, all backs to the wall, just staring at me. And I thought, geez, this is like some horror film. What do they know that I don't? It's like Children in the Corn moment. What's going on here?
And what was it?
I don't know.
There just wasn't anyone going.
I was the only passenger. on this ferry. And it was like a DFDS ferry.
Yeah.
So this was the bizarrest thing. There must have been HGV drivers. I saw plenty of those, but not a single passenger other than me. So
honestly,
that was weird.
Normal people at this point would be going, "Yeah, this." Do you know what? Maybe now isn't the time. But I totally get you that, because I'm exactly like that. If stuff like that's happening, but there's something in me that's going, nah, it's all right, just go for it. You listen to that. I listen to that positive influence side always, because it's like, if it's all negative, I'm like, okay, do you know what? I reckon this is a sign. But if there's part of me going, nah, just go for it, and then I'll just go. I'll take the gamble and go.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, none of this fazed me at all. I was in really good spirits. So I was like, yeah, this is cool, right? I'm finally going. We're on our way, and life's good. But so got to the other side and just started. Well, I said turn left, which got a lot of weird comments on social media. So I just said, I got off the ferry, turned left, and went straight on.
So keep the wet bit on your left and keep going.
Seemed to make sense at the time.
Absolutely.
And we just headed on, and hit a few more little didn't quite go to plan moments quite quickly, actually, which was fun.
Okay, elaborate.
Well, the main one, so I'll skip a few. The main one was when I got into Germany. I thought, okay, now I need to camp. Right, my wife's Swiss German, so I thought, you know what, rather than me, I couldn't find anything on Google Maps, so I thought, I'll tell my wife where I am, and then she can kind of, backseat quarterback me from the UK and find me a campsite. Yeah. Nope.
Nothing.
There was, but not if you were British.
Oh.
At that point in time, because we were the great unclean and unwashed at that exact point in time in history. Yeah. Because our COVID rules were different to their COVID rules. Well, the UK is like ours, and they literally wouldn't take me. It's like, no, you're from the UK. We're not accepting people from the UK. It's like, geez. So I ended up having to go to Kiel, a campsite in Kiel, which is way off track.
Yeah.
And they would take me.
Where's that? Where's Kiel?
It's northeast on the coast.
Okay.
I think it was Kiel, pretty sure. So I pretty much went totally the wrong direction, because I was supposed to be going up central Germany to go north. Yeah. But because I wasn't really map aware and looking at the GPS and pretty tired and thinking I need somewhere to camp tonight, and no one's taking me, this is becoming... Oh, no, it actually wasn't that far originally. No, it was somewhere else. No, it wasn't that campsite anyway, it doesn't matter. But there was another one, and they did take me. Although none of my cards would work in their card terminal, and I hadn't got euros on me. But when the guys behind the counter at this particular campsite found out what I was doing, I just gave them, I had little cards to give out. And the bike was like, go to hell, which was, by the way, my idea. That was just a thank you to all the organisations of people who supported me. Only one of them actually asked for a logo on the bike. All the other ones just, said, hey, we just want to help support you with kit and services or whatever it would be. But as soon as they found out I was doing it for a cause, they said, it's on us. Open the barrier, in you go.
Awesome. Isn't that great when you experience stuff like that in life, when you see the good parts of humanity, because there's plenty out there. There's plenty of really decent people out there. It sort of recharges the soul a little bit, doesn't it?
I was blown away. Just the kindest people, and they didn't have to do anything. I could have, turned around and gone towards an ATM and got some actual euros and done all that. But I had about 3 or 4 cards, and they all had money on them. But none worked. So don't know.
So, okay, are there any standout moments then between on the journey to Norway? For me, in my head, it's like Norway's where it's at. Norway's where the adventure's going to begin.
Norway's where it's at until you get into all right. Yeah, there's a few issues. So I was going to take the land route. So I was going to go across the Stolbolt Bridge and then the Øresund Bridge and go from Copenhagen over to Malmo was the plan. So that was the route.
Is that the 7 Mile bridge? That great big massive long one.
You
that's
been
the one
over
I
that?
did. Yeah, that's what I did going up there. Yeah.
That's amazing. And the cables are so big on that, and it's so high. You look down, and it's just like the ship's tiny little specks. It's crazy.
It's amazing. Yeah, cracking bit of engineering. Yeah.
But then
I did civil engineering at uni, so it was like,
all right.
It's quite a special bridge, that.
Yeah, for sure. But no, it was special when I could get on it. I couldn't actually get on it when I planned. There's these dudes in Lycra. Apparently, this thing called the Tour de France happens. And I was at the services just about to get to Stillbrook, just sort of paying the fees and all of this. And it popped up on the phone, there's a closure this particular day. I thought, that's interesting. Tour de France is going over it. All right. That's now. So
what's the Tour de France doing up there?
It's the only time they've ever been there. Exactly, right? So I'm not the only one that didn't expect them.
Another one going, maybe you shouldn't be going.
Don't know. And I met this Swiss traveller who was from the French side of Switzerland, same services, and he was about to do the same thing. And he was also going to go to Nordkapp. And so I said to him, what's your plans? He said, well, my plans to get to Malmo today. I said, that was my plan. And I showed him, I said, can't do that. So I'm going to have to find a campsite just beforehand. And we got chatting. It was kind of broken English, and I didn't really do French and all this. And he was on a KTM 1290 or something. And I thought, you know what? He didn't have a plan to get to Nordkapp. I had a plan to get to Nordkapp. I said, look, if you want to hang together for a little while, we can do that. You can, or if you want to do your own thing, feel free. I thought, why don't we maybe find a campsite tonight and have a couple of beers and all of that. And that's exactly what we did. So I ended up, just connecting with this guy called Gilles from Switzerland, who smoked these god-awful cigarillos, which I'll never forget. And we actually, on and off, rode together from there on a little bit, bearing in mind we could barely communicate. And that was a good crack as well, to be fair. But so we did go over the bridges, but that was awesome. But as you say, those bits there, that's not the fun stuff. Going north through Sweden was also beautiful, but boring on the coastal road.
Yeah, it's the one I did. Yeah, did you go over the bridge at the border across the valley into Norway? Is that how you crossed into Norway?
Think so.
A big old bridge that you cross over this like Sound of Music style valley. It goes over. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, when I could get there, I got there. But I needed an emergency medical treatment before I could get that far.
Okay, tell. Is your nickname Lucky?
I just don't know. Well, I'd been getting a bit of toothache before, just a few days in. I thought that's just because I'm wearing the lid so often, I'm riding so many miles, it'll settle down. And it didn't. I'd been to my own dentist in the UK 2 weeks before going, just for a checkup, just to make sure all was good. So as I said, I tried to prepare. And it just was like, I am not sleeping anymore. This is bad. There's a little dude inside my mouth with a pickaxe, and it's having a go at the nerve. This is hurting a lot. And I pulled the plug on the guy that organised the adventurers insurance for me, and he ended up sorting out a dentist on the way north. Also, that was Calais. Got my countries mixed up, and got into there. I'm sitting down in this dentist chair, and she does some X-rays, and she kind of goes, "Oh, geez, you've got this really bad abscess." I was like, "What have I?" I said, "Yeah, but I've just been to see my dentist." She said, "Yeah." So what? He missed this? I was like, "I don't know. I just sit here." But she ended up treating me for free as well.
Wow.
And I'll be honest, giving me some under-the-counter antibiotics. So I can't give you these officially because of the health system. So here you go. And there's a packet of antibiotics.
Brilliant. I love it. I love it when you're traveling. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was the maddest thing. But so grateful for her. And she kept me, she said, I can't do a proper filling. She actually worked on me during doing her other patients. So she'd be running into and out of the room whilst dealing with the patients. And she gave me this Vietnam era style filling. So it's not meant to be permanent, but it's all she could do in the time that she had. and said, if there's any problems, then, go and see another dentist immediately, because this could be really serious. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a hiccup for the journey gone. Right. But I hadn't realised that she'd also injected antibiotics into me. So when I got into Norway, I kind of it's a really weird feeling. And my stomach was sort of churn factor, 100. Feeling pretty unpleasant on a motorcycle. And I had to stop it and have a train spotting moment. And that's all I'll say about that.
Welcome to my life, mate. That's pretty much me every day I'm on a bike. Yeah. Right, so now we're into Norway, and the sort of picture postcard adventure starts.
Yeah.
What route you take?
So I just had pins in the map. Mm-hmm. So places I wanted to go to, because again, I'm trying to raise a bit of awareness. I thought, what media moments where I can stand in front of something that's a bit interesting and do a piece to camera, and you'll still see some of those on my Instagram. So what's best footage shot across or underneath even Oslo, and straight over to the Hedal Staff Church, one of those huge Viking churches, which are just unreal, sort of big Gothic type structures. And then from there, again south onto, I think, my favourite road, which was the fjord road down to the Lysebotn fjord. The one with the 27 hairpin bends that go back to back down a 1 kilometre cliff face, and the last two are inside a tunnel.
Yeah. That's the big sort of Instagram picture, isn't it? It looks like it's AI'd. Yeah.
But I was quite delayed, so I did it at night in the rain.
Why wouldn't you? What time of year is this?
It was June. It was June time. So I did it in the rain at night, which it's not advisable. I wouldn't recommend people do it. But I didn't have an issue doing it. I was absolutely cool as can be until I got into the tunnel, which was kind of full of this pea soup-like fog. And all I had was a reflection of my headlight. And that tunnel's not that wide. And there's a hairpin somewhere in it. So, you kind of got to be a little bit aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I remember camping at the base of that one. I think one of your mates, Andy Cam, went to the same campground I was at, but he took a hut and I was in the rain in a tiny little Chinese tent. And I was like, what's that noise? But I was dead tired, so I just pitched the tent, threw myself in it, opened it in the morning to this 1 kilometre tall waterfall directly in front of me. But for me, that road, the mountain road that goes across the top down into it, have you been there yourself?
I've not done that zigzag road. No, I've not done that one. I did loads over that neck of the woods, and for the life of me, I haven't got a clue what it's called. It's on my world trip YouTube series, but I didn't know what the names were. I just rode up to it and wow, that looks amazing. It's one of them. Stop, have a look, take a picture, carry on. Yeah,
I was just phenomenal, and the scale of being down in the floor of that fjord as well, when you're looking up. It just beggars belief. It's insane. This is so massive. And the only way out of there, if you want to go by road, is straight up those 27 hairpin bends as well. So, that's actually the route I took. But you have the option for anyone who goes there. There's a little ferry port at the bottom. I think there's 2 ferries a day, which you do need to pre-book, that you can put a bike on, and you can effectively have, I think it's about a 3-hour, almost like it's not a tour, but almost like a tour of the fjord in this tiny little ferry for 3 hours, and then pick up the road at the far side and continue.
Wow.
So that would be a cool thing to maybe do, but it's definitely a pre-book rather than turn up and hope. Ferry. So,
I mean, when I did Norway, I was just following the sat nav. I think the first sort of Garmin, whatever it is. What's the bike sat nav? The Garmin bike one.
It was like
it was the first one of them. And I was just literally following that blind, really, to be honest with you. Like literally left Stavanger and put Nordkapp in, and just in fact, I put the Arctic Circle Raceway in and I just followed the sat nav. Every now and then the road ended and it got wet and I had to stand and wait for a ferry, jumped on the ferry and off I went. That was it.
I was using one of those. That's basically Garmin Potato.
Yeah. I think it was the first one of them.
It worked, and it's bulletproof, and it doesn't care if it gets wet, and it doesn't matter if the vibrations are so bad the ram mount wants to go south that's holding it, which happened a lot, particularly on the way back. But yeah, it was a heck of a trooper, and that was amazing. I also did use Calais, by the way.
All right, awesome.
Which was probably unnecessary in Norway, considering I don't think they have straight roads, apart from the E6, which is to be avoided in my book because it's just a dual carriageway.
Yeah.
But yeah, the roads in Norway are just paradise.
Yeah.
They've got it so good. It's scary how good those roads are. I mean, all right, the speed limit's low, but you kind of get it.
It's about 50 mile an hour, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's the longest coastline, I think, of any country in the world. Yeah. Because of all the little wiggly bits.
I was far north, like well into the Arctic Circle. I was sort of, I would say, halfway between Mo i Rana and Tromsø, right up in the top there. So I'm way above like Lofoten and those sort of places. And I'm going down this road, and I remember just thinking to myself, I could open it up here. I could have some fun. But I didn't. There was something in my head that made me go, no, just chill. Middle of nowhere. And as I got sort of closer, I could see this thing, an object in the distance. I was like, what is that? And as I got closer, it was a blooming copper. It was a female copper, and she was lying in the ditch at the side of the road with a speed gun. There was no car. There was nothing. There's just a copper lying in a ditch with a speed gun. And I was like, where have you come from? How did you get here? How long have you been here?
I've heard stories of people being chased around by drones even, and that was back then. But yeah, I mean, speeding fines over there, they're just draconian. You just don't.
It's just not worth it. Yeah.
No. I mean, they'll take literally hundreds of euros for a small infraction, and maybe the bike with them at the same time if they feel like it. It isn't worth it. But then, when you go further north and you start to encounter the wildlife.
That's my next question. Yeah.
You get it. You really get it. It's like, But no.
Did you have any run-ins then with the wildlife up there?
Yeah, a few. The sheep are mental. I mean, I'm used to Welsh sheep, right? Welsh sheep, they tend to get out of your way. They tend to get out of your way, right? Norwegian sheep are kamikaze. They're absolutely mad. I remember going to Lysebotn, going across that mountain pass. There were sheep all over the place. And they're coming across the road. They're going that way. Oh, no, they're not. They just want to do a 180 now and go full pelt straight back at you. Like, what? I remember coming out of there, and they must be used to people feeding them in the cars or something. And I wasn't doing it, but the people in the cars in front were blocking the road were like, oh, how cute. And they slowed down. I had this ram butting me in the leg.
Oh, jeez.
Like, can we just move along a little bit, please? This is starting to hurt, But yeah, the sheep are crazy. And I did stay with a few Norwegians, and I spoke to a few bikers as well. And they were saying that, obviously, Twilight's the danger zone.
Aye.
You've really got to watch what's going on around twilight time. But equally, if you're in a wooded area and you've got woods either side of you, you've got nothing else. You'll have reindeer coming out, galloping. You'll see that. It's like, oh, that's cool. But where you see one, there's going to be a load more. They've always got mates.
Yeah.
So, expect there to be a whole party on there at any second. So reindeer can shift. They've got these antlers, but they're pretty chilled. But the Norwegian said, if you come across a moose, just leave it alone because it will just try and kill you. Don't mess with a moose.
Especially if it's horny.
Yeah, that kind. I must admit, at one point when it was pretty dark and rainy, I was going by this tree line, and there was a moose that suddenly, it was there the whole time, but it appeared to me when it was about 3 meters away from it.
Aye.
It's like, that's big. And I only saw it when I was on top of it because it was so well camouflaged into the background, and it was wet and rainy day. That was like, ooh, that could have got interesting.
Yeah.
So,
I saw. I didn't see. Well, I saw one moose in Norway, but it was way off. Like I was going down the road, and it was way off to my right, out in a big meadow in between some forests.
Yeah.
So it was a good couple of 100 meters away, and not interested in the road. But then when I was coming back from Nordkapp down through Finland, right up in the top, and did you do Finland? You did Finland, didn't you?
I did Finland, but not the way I wanted to do Finland. Because something happened when I was further north, but we'll come across that later.
we'll come to that then. Well, Finland is basically a big forest. It's just straight road, more or less, through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles of forest. And I came round the one sort of slight bend in the road, and there down the road, 100, 200 meters, was two moose. And there was a really big one, which I'm assuming was Daddy Moose. And then there was a smaller one, which I'm assuming is Mummy Moose. Mm-hmm. It could have been the other way around. I don't know about moose stuff, biology. But anyway, I thought, oh, moose, awesome. Stopped the bike, reached into my tank bag to get my phone out, which was like an iPhone 1, a cheese type thing.
Yeah.
And by the time I raised the camera up to take a picture, I'm looking at this moose charging at me. I was like, oh, bloody hell. So I threw my phone in the tank bag, put the ignition on, and just started the engine, gave an almighty, pulled the clutch in and gave an almighty rev of the engine. And thankfully, this thing just sort of stopped, and it just sort of eyeballed me, just dead-eyed me, and then turned round and trotted off into the forest. I remember thinking, holy shit, that's big. It's like a horse and an elephant got jiggy, isn't it? They're massive.
They're just, the scale of them is unreal, particularly when you get up close and personal and you haven't seen it. It's like...
Yeah. And they're just muscle. They're just power. God.
They're
quite
muscle.
Intimidating.
And they can move. And they can really move.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, can they move. So, but yeah, man, it was crazy. But yeah, I had some really cool experiences on the way, though, so it wasn't all doom and gloom, don't get me wrong. And I, despite all that stuff that went left of field, none of it fazed me. I was having the time of my life all the time. It was just like, I don't care. I'm here. This is brilliant. I don't care if it's raining. I mean, when I went to Norway and Scandinavia, you know what? A lot of people sometimes get disappointed because it can rain. I just went with the mindset of, if I have a dry day, I'll be surprised. Yeah. I did not expect to be dry. I went with that mindset. And guess what? I was dry more often than I was wet. It wasn't an issue. And all the kit I had, which had some nice support from Halvarsons, which was amazing from them.
Oh, awesome.
Discount, not free. Okay. And I never expected anything like that. But it was really grateful because it meant I could, put budget elsewhere where it was needed, like, fuel. And they were really cool. They were really cool to me. That kit worked, full stop. But great experiences. I went when I went to Bergen, I thought I'd try Bunker Biker. But have you ever come across the Bunker Biker network?
Yeah, I've heard all about it. Yeah, never used it, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I used Bunker Biker, so I found a host, messaged him the same day. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, it's pretty much a global network of motorcyclists around the world that will maybe give a bit of space to you in their home. Maybe it's just a sofa, maybe it's a pitch in the garden, maybe it's just tools or whatever. But I thought it was a great opportunity to meet someone that's local, and get some tips, and maybe just share where I was heading and if they had any advice on the route. So I messaged this guy, and he messaged me back saying, "Yeah, I've got availability. Cool, as pop round." And he gave me some hints and tips how to get to him quicker than waiting for a ferry. Take this road; it's better than that anyway. And we got to his house. Yeah, it turns out he just listed his house on Bunker Biker that day, which was nice.
You were his first client.
I was his first client, and he'd only just told his wife he'd done it. And it was a lovely couple called John and Stephanie, I think it was. Lovely couple in Bergen. And I'd expected nothing. And I ended up, like a warm shower, hot towels. We had food, we had beer. It was a hell of a great night. And I was with Gilles at that point as well. And he was like really kind of appreciating the dryness and the warmth and all of that. And it was just like, it was such a cool night just to hang out with these guys. Yeah. And I think, I had a few Bunker Biker experiences now and they've all been top notch. Don't expect anything, don't go in there not expecting to be fed, not expecting to have warm towels. and just be really grateful for the hospitality. And yeah, amazing.
That's such a good. That's such a good positive. A good positive? Do you get a bad positive? That's such a good aspect of overland travel or travel, isn't it, on a bike? In that people do just seem to open up their lives to you. It's crazy. Even before, like, I'll rewind. I'll go when on my trip.
Did you go around the world, Bruce?
Yeah. There was
okay. I wasn't sure.
There was no like Airbnb. There was no bunker biker. None of that. There was the Horizons Unlimited forum. That was pretty much it then.
Yeah.
But people still just opened up their lives to you. You just met random people in the street or at petrol stations, and folk just opened up their homes. Come, stay with me. That's stayed with me ever since that. Yeah. It's awesome, isn't it?
It's you just are kind of like, you're bowled over and you kind of go, geez, I wish would I do that? And now I absolutely will and would and have. And, you know, I've helped people at, festivals that have smashed their bike up, like AVR. Last year, my campsite neighbour, didn't know him from Adam, and smashed up as well. He got ran off the track and snapped his handlebar on an Enfield. I was pretty bruised and battered. So I gave him, some painkillers. And I just literally went to my bike, took the whole tool roll out and just said, there you go, there's everything. If there's anything else you need, let me know. If there's anything else I can do for you, let me know. And it's just a complete stranger. I just literally gave him everything I had and said, if that helps you, wicked. And if you need help from me, cool. And yeah, between me, I think the guys at Moto Junkies, which also helped me, by the way, helped him a little bit with bars. And I think Harley Davidson used a pillar drill in the back of their truck to actually drill and fit his switchgear and got him back on the road. So, it's brilliant. Wherever you are. You don't have to be far away. You can just be at a festival here and just be and just be helpful. Be a good dude, hopefully.
That's what it's all about, man. Pay it forward. Firm believer. Right, so heading up there, are there any like standout moments? Have you got any highlights that have stayed with you to this day?
The people.
For any reason, meeting people, sites, roads,
people,
anything.
The guys in Bergen, top notch. Spending time on the road with, Gilles, just randomly hooked up with another traveller heading the same way was cool. And to have experience a bit of each other's ride and various things. But every time you go to a gas station, you meet people. And I would go out my way to go and, live a biker, if they're just sitting down, having Berg, whatever, and just, hey, can I join you? And I met a lovely couple. They're on their honeymoon on a 1250 GS from Rome in Italy. Samantha and Nicole. And they had the whole, just married on the back of the GS and all of that, young couple, and they're riding to Nordkapp, celebrating that. So, same sort of destination, but completely different purpose. And it was just, they're doing it. And as soon as I saw typical Italians, Samantha Cars goes, espresso. Before I knew what happened, I had a hot espresso in my hand, and we're just talking to these guys, and they're sharing some of their excitement about their wedding. It's just cool. I mean, it was just a passing moment, really, but so many of those just little fleeting moments with people you meet that you may never see again. Sort of connected on social media, but that's all, folks. And you just got to go for that. You got to be open to meeting folks, I think, is a key thing. I mean, I'm the kind of dude, if I go to a campground, there's two things I'll typically do these days. The first thing is I'll talk to the people on the campsite and say, hey, where are your best pictures? If you were going to pitch, where would you like to be on this site? And you get some awesome camp spots by doing that. I ended up on just this kind of really thin peninsula, which was muddy as all heck to get the bike down across. But when I actually camped, I was effectively in the middle of a lake with myself and Gilles, just on this little peninsula, because the campsite, actually, that is amazing. Go there. Not many mosquitoes in that bit either.
I was going to ask you about the mozzies, because they can be unbearable.
Oh, they can be fun. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I had you can get different ones now, but I had a thermocell. Ever come across that?
Rings a bell. What's that?
It's like a little blue sheet that goes onto this adapter that goes onto the gas cylinder for your cooker, basically. It heats up and it creates this kind of bubble of probably insecticide, something really unhealthy.
Yes.
But it pretty much gives you a bubble of no mosquitoes, mostly.
A safe zone.
Not 100%. And obviously, if the wind's blowing that way, put it over there. So it's kind of you downwind a bit. But yeah, that actually really works. I think you get electric ones now. I think Flex Tailgater, the guys in the mini little air pumps, they've got one. I saw that recently. That looks, super cool. Same idea, but without the gas and all that nonsense. So yeah, you've got to have a bit of survival instinct and prepare for the mozzies. They will be there. Depending where you are and what season it is, it can be about the size of a hummingbird. So, watch it.
they get bigger. Like, I thought they were big in Norway. As you head east, and like as I was going through Russia, they just got bigger and bigger and bigger. They were crazy, and they would fly at like 30 mile an hour. They'd move your head when they hit your lid. It was nuts.
They're absolutely massive. But yeah, I mean, I'm used to them anyway. My wife's Swiss German, so I go to Switzerland an awful lot. I'm just used to them there, being on the farm or wherever. So, just it is what it is. You're going to get bitten a little bit. Fine. It'll be fine in a few days or a week or two.
So, journey up to Nordkapp then.
Yeah.
Describe what was it like to get to Nordkapp?
Just spectacular. Anyone that's been would hopefully say the same. I mean, if you don't go up the E6, the route that I generally took was using the national tourism routes that they publish on their website. They're not filler. They're all gold. They're absolutely gold, those routes. So, you could end up, I mean, one of the things I did do which deviated off was, and I'd definitely advocate for someone to do this if the weather's good. There's a mountain pass, where is it? Called Tinderwagen. You'll spend most of the day on this, but the views are just spectacular. It's a toll road like some of those are. I mean, most of the roads in Norway are not toll roads. Everyone fixates about getting auto pass. You do not need auto pass for a motorcycle. Those are things that have got four wheels. So you don't need an auto pass. But these toll roads are just private roads, basically. And it's only a few quid to use it. And I do mean that. It's like a £5 for this road. I spent most of the day on it, and the mountain views were spectacular. I had snow, stacked up either side of the road, taller than my head on the bike. Yeah. I was just wicked. And I had a weird moment when I pulled up at a car park there. So I met this Austrian couple. And by the way, this is a really good hack for getting free beer in Norway. Make friends with people that have motorhomes that have motorcycle stickers on the back of their motorhomes. They generally have a lot of beer. I met this lovely couple from Austria, had a KTM sticker on the back. And I got to this sort of deserted car park, and in the middle of Tinderwagen, this mountain pass. It's like, well, it's going to be amazing. Take my helmet off. I hear, Stan. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm hallucinating. What the hell's going on? And then behind me, the motorhome that I'd seen a few days earlier, this lovely couple and their kids from Austria. They've given me beers there and then, and also beers for the campsite that night. Wicked. We're right behind me. I was like, what is doing here? What the heck, So, little fun moments like that. And, man, it's just, you just end up going, wow, so often that your jaw hurts.
Yeah.
I genuinely did that. It was just every time you come out of a tunnel, the vista changes. It's just
I can't wait to go back. I love Norway. Just thought it was stunning, absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I want to go back myself, 100%.
Did you have 24-hour daylight when you were there?
Yeah, for sure. So I had 24-hour daylight for about the best part of a fortnight. And that's weird because you don't get to see a sunset or a sunrise. But I think it's what it does to your body clock that's the weirdest part, if that makes sense. because you lose track of the day. And I found very quickly that if I didn't keep track of the time, that I would just be completely fatigued out and gone. So I started to sort of get a bit of a regimen for sort of saying, okay, it's 6 o'clock. I want to be looking for somewhere to camp now. Because otherwise I was just gone. But that 24-hour daylight is weird, because I think I pitched at one campsite north at the Atlantic Ocean Road, pitched at midnight, and it looked like about 9 p.m. on a summer's evening in the UK. Yeah. That was just maddest thing ever.
When I did Lysebotn Islands, I met up with this couple through Facebook, and they said, when you get to Lysebotn, you've got to come in and stay with us. So I did, and we did this big barbecue and stuff. And then they took me to this place. It was a beach, and on this beach, this viewpoint, you can sit and you can literally just watch the sun set on the horizon. It kisses the horizon and then starts coming back up. So it's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're all sat. There was loads of people there, and we're all sat there with sunglasses on, watching it, with a beer, and then you watch the sun do that. Then we went back to their house, and they started the barbie again, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning here, 3 o'clock in the morning, but it's just what people did.
That was the maddest thing. I mean, I remember that really, really well, because I remember getting to the Arctic Circle Centre, because obviously that's just south of there.
Yeah, I didn't go there. I missed it.
I kind of had to, because I had one of these media moments coming up.
Yeah.
And so I'd been running this mad schedule of tooth stuff and all the other stuff that was going on, but realistically as well, I had this kind of thing going on in the background. And they'd said, look, they've been I didn't realise this until partway through the day, but they've been tracking me the whole freaking day. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And been doing updates and literally stalking me on social media, wherever I was, whatever I was doing. And then
did you have a tracker on the bike then?
When I was posting, they were just, doing stories and stuff. They're like, oh, he's here now. So someone in the office must have been, with a pencil or something, no idea. But they were literally tracking me. I was like, what the heck's going on here? And they were like, they started ringing me. You're going to get to the Arctic Circle Centre today. You're going to get there today. And I was like, well, that's my plan. But at this point, I'd really messed up on sleep, and I was really fatigued out. I'd done the nodding dog in tunnels that many times. It was unreal.
Yeah.
And that's a definite thing. And for anyone that doesn't think that's a thing, yeah, it's definitely a thing. I'd done that, and I was getting there, and I was like, geez, right. I stopped, and I was just full of caffeine at this point as well, which is not a good cocktail. And I had to pull over another Circle K, fill up, which is, that was my food stop at Circle K gas stations, because their burgers and hot dogs are really good and so cheap compared to McDonald's.
Are they 24 hour?
Most of them are, yeah. But the other really cool thing is they're generally open on a Sunday when virtually nothing else in Norway is.
Yeah.
So, you got to be prepared for that. Most things are closed on a Sunday. I mean, I was there. Circle K, I was pretty much living at Circle K, as well as Co-op and Kiwi. That's the other major sort of cheap supermarket there.
Don't remember that one.
Yeah, and I was there, and I was like, oh, I've got to make it. I was like, I've got to make it. But at this point, I'm making it, but the bladder is really full. I mean, you talk about your teeth floating. The teeth and the gums were floating at this point,
Yeah.
And I've been chased by this mother of a storm all day. I mean, I could see these massive black clouds the whole day. Quite literally felt like I was being chased down by them all day long. Got to the Arctic Circle Centre. Less than 10 minutes to go of this BBC radio show. And I'm like, right, oh, geez, okay. Right, microphone out, clip it on, blah, blah, blah. Do all the stuff I was doing to actually go live. And went live on this show. Gums still. I mean, I don't know. I was underwater at that point and did it. God knows what I said or how I said it. And went straight in. Did what needed to be done. And that was my experience of arriving at Arctic Circle Centre. It was like, oh no, I'm paying frights here for the media. What's going on?
Next on the bike and go.
It was kind of, yeah. It was a replan moment then, because they needed to book the ferry. I mean, obviously, most of the ferries that go up and down the coastline, as you know, most people may not know, are part of the road network. So the road, like an FE13, for example, will disappear off. And then there'll be a ferry, and then the FE13 will continue on the other side.
Yeah.
Those ferries, I don't know if you ever come across the website ferrypay.no.
No.
Yep, perfect. Anyone that's going to go to Norway and go up the coast, go to ferrypay.no. You can pre-register your motorcycle's license plate on that site, and like load up payment to it. And whenever your bike rolls onto that ferry, they just scan your license plate, and that's it. You just go.
Wow.
It's like £3 or £5 or less. Normally it's about £3 for these little ferry crossings. But it's so convenient to do that rather than to figure out other forms of payment, because that's a real pain in the tush, because almost everyone else is on the Autopass system. But for a foreigner, ferrypay, one word, .no, go there, makes life an absolute dream going up there, using those little short ferries, the little road hop ones.
Yeah. That's the ones I did most of the way.
Yeah, and also was recommended a really amazing weather app called, it's called YR, literally letter Y, letter R. It's a free one. But it's super accurate, but you also get to see the road traffic cams on the road ahead of you. So you can not only see the maps and see the radar, but you can physically see what the road looks like where you're going. Super cool, super easy to use. So,
WR, right, I'll check that out.
YR, Yankee Romeo.
Oh,
YR.
Y, sorry.
Yeah.
Right, gotcha.
Awesome bit of kit. But yeah, so the storm then dumped on us. So booked the ferry from Boda to Moskinis, which was a 3 a.m. ferry. Epic, great. At this point, soaking wet, and then this mother of storm hit us. Got to that ferry terminal, and man, that was possibly the worst experience of my entire time in Norway, is that ferry terminal at Boda. Freezing cold the whole time, waiting for a ferry, couldn't get dry. And you've got these two entrances either end of it. It's like a wind tunnel. People are constantly going in and out to look at the view. Yeah. I've never been so cold in my life. It was crazy.
What time of year was this?
Yeah, June or July at that point, probably.
Bloody hell, and it was cold.
Yeah. I mean, I
must have been so lucky, because I was Norway mid-June to mid-May to mid-June.
Yeah.
And after I did Trollstigen, it was cold and wet at Trollstigen with snow above you, as you said. But then as I started working my way north, certainly by the time I got to the Arctic Circle in north, it was like mid-20s. And then once I got to Nordkapp, it was down to sort of low teens, I suppose, at Nordkapp itself.
Yeah.
But I had lovely weather.
Yeah, but no, don't get me wrong. It can change day by day. So that day it was that. The day before it wasn't. But that's the kind of, I'm going to call it the charm of Norway. You can have all 4 seasons at any one given day.
Yeah,
and it almost feels like, it almost feels like if you enter a tunnel at one end, it's like sunny and lovely. You come out the other end, it's like, it's chucking it down on this side of the mountain.
Yeah.
You don't know. Didn't faze me, none of it. I just like, I'm just having the time of my life. All right, not freezing in that ferry terminal, but it was... That was cool. And that was the craziest day. I remember that day for, 2 reasons. One, remember that temporary filling I'd had? Sometime during this day, I'd lost it and hadn't noticed. So I had pretty much an exposed abscess in a tooth straight through to the gum, which was...
Northern Norway.
That's smart. And that day ended up riding, I think that day without sleep was 33 hours in one day.
Nice.
Nah, it's horrible. It was
I
horrible.
like all that.
It was horrible, but I ended up at the best campsite on Floating Islands at the end of it. Went through, first of all, hung a left, went to that place called A, shortest place name on the planet. So that's, you go, instead of going right to the floating after the ferry terminal, you go left a couple of k's up the road. This place called A, so I had to go there.
Didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, and went towards Rhine, where those stunning mountains that just come out of the ocean are. Just incredible. But yeah, I've just found
it's like Lord of the Rings, isn't it? It's amazing.
Yeah, the flight home to me, that was going to be the absolute icing on the cake, but at that point, that storm, with just overtaking me. So the views are all gone. And so I just found somewhere, put the tent up, and I wouldn't say I fell asleep. I think I just passed out at that point. Just gone. Yeah.
So from there then up to Nordkapp, anything happen there, or should we start covering the journey back from Nordkapp?
No, yeah, just more of the same. Just every day is spectacular. It's different, and yeah, just enjoyed it. It's just incredible. But yeah, the road to Nordkapp, just headed that way. Stopped at a gas station. If you remember, actually, that's a good point. If you remember, I think I chimed in with a question for young Gordon when he was doing Alaska. And I said, let's have a little bet on. Let's see how far north someone can go and grab a coffee. Yeah. I think I beat him by a fair bit at this petrol station because he had some slimy roads that couldn't make it. So I'm still owed coffee, cake, God knows what by Gordon. He's still outstanding on that.
There you go, Gordon.
Yeah, it may have to be tea at the Ivy at this rate because I think there's some interest to be paid. But no, this would be great to meet the guy and have a chat, to be honest.
He's a lovely bloke, Gordon. Really top lad.
So
I think he's done all his norths now. I think that's all the norths.
Russia, I think, is the last one, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be. It will be not. Yeah, it will.
Yeah,
cool. Good luck on that one, Gordon.
That's a bit fun and gamey right now. So yeah. Watch that space.
It's a little bit shooty just now. Yeah, we'll have to avoid that.
Yeah, but I'd stopped at this petrol station actually genuinely to get this coffee and try and beat Gordon. And also,
not that you're competitive or anything, eh?
Well, no, but you know what? I was in a bit of a cheeky mood, and I thought, yeah, you know what? Let's give it a go. I don't think he's going to make it as far as he wants to, because not he wasn't trying; he was absolutely trying, but the road conditions were against him. So power to him. But
yeah.
I had to have a bit of Celtic pride. I'm half Welsh, so have to have a go, don't I? So there you go. And so I met at this petrol station, having the coffee, meant to refuel. It wasn't low, but meant to refuel. And I met this awesome dude, a local guy called Ben, on a motorcycle, Honda, coming the other way from some motorcycle festival. Got talking, bikes covered in stickers, what's that all about, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, which way are you going to come back? And I thought at that point, I'm not that far. Well, there's only one road, but this way, because it's like the road, as far as I knew. And so, oh, fantastic, great. Do you like pizza? Do you like beer? Hot sauna? I'm like, yeah, okay, fair dues, sounds good. And the next second, we're putting coordinates into the potato. We're linked up on Facebook, and I've also put probably a pin in something like Kalimoto as well, just in case everything failed miserably.
Yeah.
And I thought, I said, even if it's 2 a.m. in the morning, come to my house, you have pizza, beer, and sauna. I thought, amazing. Okay, thank you very much. Drank the coffee, got on the bike, and went. Didn't refuel. Now, that was the last filling station before Nordkapp. And I was pretty punchy tired because I had the filling missing, so I hadn't been sleeping. I mean, I've been doing 2-3 hours of sleep at this point for a few days. So I was pretty fatigued out. Going up north and misread meters per second to miles per hour, which is a very bad thing to do because that was an Arctic storm I was heading into at storm force winds. And I wasn't seeing other vehicles on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I kind of got through, that long tunnel you come out and pop up.
Yeah.
And I then realized this is really hitting me. This is bad. And the way I'll describe it was if the winds felt like someone was on my pillion seat trying to rip my helmet off physically, whilst beating me in the back of a baseball bat at random times and getting pushed around. That was genuinely what it felt like. And I was just getting hit by gusts and rain, and then continued on and realised that I'd accidentally put in the Nordkapp commune into the Plateau rather than the Nordkapp.
Oh, Jesus, mate.
Fatigued and a bit stupid, apparently. So I thought, all right, okay.
Happens.
It's another 10K or something. Okay, great. And I start heading towards it. And that's on the plateau, right? So it's Nordkapp Plateau. So you've got to go up to the plateau. And on top of the brutal winds and the rain, fog had come in. So I kind of hit this fog bank and my visibility went down from, this is okay, but it's a bit miserable. All right, it's a bit worse than that, but I was having all right time doing it. I was dealing with it and the GS was taking it. That's a 17-year-old bike at the time. So, credit to that. And I got into this and the visibility dropped from, totally fine to about 3 meters. And I realized then that, hang on a minute, this is getting sketchy. Only then it occurred to me it was sketchy.
Well, you've got no other option really up there, do you? That's it. Got to deal with it.
I could have turned around and gone back, but Gilles was with me again at this point. He'd gone ahead. And I kind of went, I actually stopped dead in my tracks. And I actually, for the first time ever, I kind of went, I actually am quite scared. I'm actually scared at this point. This is not good because oncoming vehicles could be coming at me or wildlife, which are definitely loose in that region, could be there. And I've got 3 meters. Or am I going to see him? Probably not. So, right, okay. But I kind of went, like, he's gone ahead. I need to make sure he's okay. And would I have turned back and was by myself? Probably, possibly. But he was already ahead of me. And so, I've got to make sure he's okay. And so I continue on. And it was just like, it was getting really, really bad. It was worse coming down. But continued on, and finally got to the pay booth at the Nordkapp, that visitor centre. Yeah, finally, after that insane wiggly road with the guardrails and the sheer drops. And he was there, and he was doing a bleed live video on Facebook. Dude, seriously. They made us pay the entry fee, which obviously sucks.
I thought they'd stop doing that now.
Yeah, they had, but I was had over, and I was not. I wasn't in the best frame of mind. I was like, what was it, about 20 quid or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's about 25 quid when I went. Yeah,
something like that. It's 25, 30
euro, 14.
It is stopped. But I was had over and said, I don't want to pay. I don't want to go in the visitor centre, and she insisted I had to pay. So I was like, all right, do you know what? I need to get to that monument, to that statue, which is there. Yeah. So, okay, whatever. I'm going to have to take it on the chin and go do this. And and I got up there, and it was the eye of the storm at that point. So although
nice and tranquil
fog was there. And so, I ended up getting to the globe. Everyone does the photo of the globe. And again, they were like belligerent about not taking the bite there because it was during opening hours. I think it's 30,000 krona fine if you do it while the visitor centre's open and they catch you, which is a lot. So I thought, okay, better not do that, bugger. And I just knew where that statue was, the monument. And there is a video of me, it's still on Instagram, of walking blindly through this fog and finding that monument. And it's just such an emotional moment for me to do that. It was unreal. But it came out of nowhere. I mean, I didn't see the views that people see. Nothing. I could see the guardrail, and that was it. Nothing else. Yeah. But to get there and kind of go mission accomplished was amazing. Awesome. And a few people jumped on live with me. Gordon was on live, and a few guys that I knew as well were on there and commenting. And I kind of mentioned, oh, by the way, guys, we should have warning lights on. Where's the nearest petrol station? I told you I forgot to fill up, right? Pure warning light was on. So I was like, oh, geez, I could be in a bit of bother with it. But, that was...
So how'd you sort that then? Did you have enough to get back?
No, I'm still there. Yeah, no.
You could have been recovered.
I did. I came back down. I was hoping a vehicle would come off Nordkapp, okay, and I could follow it. Because I couldn't see a darn thing. So I was hoping a few of the cars or the minibuses that were still there, that were kind of huddled together, would come off. None of them shifted. Not one of them. I was like, man, I can't stay here. I've got to get off. I was like, mission accomplished. I need to move. So I go I go down the road again, that same one that I couldn't see coming up, and I could see even less going down. And the only reason I knew there was a left or right-hander, because of that thing was saying you got a left or right-hander coming up.
Yeah.
Not got a clue. And I couldn't open my visor to see because it was like little shards of ice hitting you in the eyeball. It was just painful. It was unreal. Absolutely unreal. But yeah, I did get down and I realised at the commune that I accidentally almost went to, there is a petrol station there. And fortunately, it's one of those ones that's got the automated pumps. So I was able to fill the bike up at midnight at the commune.
Awesome. That's good to know.
Yeah, and rode back to that GPS dot for Ben. And I was stage 1 hypothermic at that point, which was fun. Genuinely, I mean, the bike show was -10 on the readout. So I reckon
-10.
Yeah, it was -10. It wasn't the day before and it wasn't the day after, but this Arctic storm had rolled in. I mean, I'd seen photos of that married couple I mentioned the day before, and there's beautiful sunshine and clear skies the day before.
Yeah.
I'm up there, and this GS is going, oh, it's 10. Oh, hang on, it doesn't normally say, oh, gee, it's got a minus sign in front of it. Shit, it's cold. It was. I mean, I had double thermals on, the house was on maximum, but with the wind speeds I'd had, although the membranes did not fail in any of my kit, everywhere that it could, it forced water down here, up underneath the jacket. So I was completely saturated underneath. I was soaking wet. So I was soaking wet.
Cold.
-10. You add the wind chill to that, you're somewhere between -20 and -30. So let's call it -25 because we're mates. So yeah, stage 1 hypothermic. Found this amazing guy, dropped off the edge of the road. I was in his hot sauna, full native. Within minutes, and it was just the best experience. Warmed up, pizza, beer, and then when we finished saunaing, he turned the water off and all the bike gear went in there and dried out. And the dude even had a boot dryer. I was like, I've fallen on, hit the lucky tree, every lucky branch on the way down to meet this one random guy at a petrol station. So thank you very much, Ben. Norway.
It's probably everyday life for people up there though. They have boot dryers, they have saunas, all this sort of stuff. It's just life. You need it. So yeah, they have it.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, there was Jesus, what was it? I heard the next day on the news that same day that I was there, 2 motorcyclists had been knocked off the road because of those winds. They tried to go, and a whole bunch of motorhomes that were just static and camped had been rolled over.
Blimey.
So I was pretty
well
crazy
to get up there then. Yeah, fair play to you. So when you finished the trip then, how long was that door to door? I think it was about 27, 29 days, something like that. Wow. That's a trip and a half.
Yeah, there's 3 Arctic Circle crossings. So obviously the one in Norway, Sweden, and because it's kind of a young person's type charity as well as what have you, also did the Santa Claus Village one at Rovaniemi. Did that as well, which was, that was cool.
Cool. And then once you got back, tell me, did you suffer with the post-trip blues or anything like that? I mean, 29 days, it's not, you're not away for 6 months, but it's still a chunk of time, that. Still a chunk of time.
Yeah.
Long enough to settle into the trip.
Yeah, definitely. I just can't. This part of me wanted to go back into Norway and go into the mountains. I just wanted to sort of turn and go. I was just like a magnet. Just wanted to draw me back into it. Genuinely, I just really wanted to go and do more. Did have another little issue there. I did end up in a hospital in Sweden. Whoopsie.
Do tells.
Well. Okay, as you mentioned already, you couldn't really get dental treatment in northern Norway. I tried. There was no one in Alta. There's a shortage of dentists. And so I got advice to do a DIY filling, which is called a fisherman's filling. So if you're out on a fishing fleet and you have a tooth problem, do your own filling. You don't worry about it. So I did my own filling in a campsite toilet block. It's a really bad idea don't do that because that basically kept sealed infection in. And after I'd done that Santa Claus village, I camped that night, 0 sleep in Finland, went across the border, and then found the biggest town I could, the biggest petrol station, the biggest town I could, and plonked myself there, trying to get hold of my emergency dude back in the UK who wasn't picking up. It was early hours. And these 2 Swedish doctors roll in wearing like World War II flying caps and an open top Peugeot 206.
Of course they did. It's not the infection playing wonders with your brain.
My face was out
dragon
there.
flew in front of me.
Yeah, my face was out there like there was a tennis ball coming out of it. And I said, "Oh, geez, you don't look so good." "Yeah, I'm here because of this." And it took them upon themselves there and then to find me an emergency dentist. And they did. And within 30 minutes, I got myself to the hospital and to the emergency clinic, who said, "Come back in 2 hours." I sat outside on the tree stump, rocking backwards and forwards in pain. Receptionist saw me and dragged me straight back in. And then they said, "Where are you staying?" in broken English. And I said, "Well, in the tent." "Why? What's the big deal?" They said, Don't leave the area." And I got maybe 10 kilometers away, started to lose my sense of balance, and spent 3 days recovering that on a campsite.
Bloody hell. Jesus, man. Remind me never, ever to do a trip with you, because like everything is thrown at you. Everything seems to be thrown at you.
It's just stuff, you know. I mean, it was the craziest of times. You know, I'd met displaced Russians along the way as well. They couldn't get back to Russia. That were stuck in Norway. And they were being things like apologetic about the war and stuff. And I said, "It's not you. It's you're in charge
government.
of that."
It's always government. Yeah.
So, you know, so many experiences, but the stuff that went left of field and sideways did not take away from any of it. It'd be great to do that without that happening. Don't get me wrong. That'd be cool. But yeah, it didn't take away from it. And when I set out, you know, I kind of went, well, I did say I was going to do a challenge, right? So there you go. That's a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. So do you mind me asking, how much you raise in the end for Alex's wish?
It was a bit tricky to total it all up because a lot of people, for some reason, donated directly rather than using the link. Don't know why. I think it was about 3.5. If
decent, man.
My maths is right, and bearing in mind
good on you.
What was happening, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
A ton of media, which was priceless.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Right, dude, there's so much more that we can chat about on that trip, but I'm very conscious. We've got some questions. We've got about 6 or 7 questions to get through, so that could be another hour, possibly. Are you okay for the time?
Yeah, no worries at all. Should we top up? Were you good?
Yeah, fine. Okay, no problems. We'll just have a quick top-up break, folks. Yeah. It's like a sauna in here. Blimey, it's nice and cool outside. Come in here and it's like 40 degrees. Blimey. Oof. Are you all refueled?
I'm reloaded. Yourself?
Excellent. I did. I've gone for a softie option. So I've still got a wee bit of my beer to go, and then I've got a softie after that.
Good man, good man.
So let's start with some questions. Now, the way I do things now, I have the same question that I pose everybody every episode, and that is, I describe Brew Time as a relaxed conversation podcast exploring what it really means to live your life through honest conversations with people who choose more. When you hear that, what does choosing more mean to you?
Not accepting for less. I mean, you just got to keep pushing. And I think we've been talking about that pretty much the last couple of hours. It is, just can't settle. I don't know about you, but I if I commit to do something, I've just got to keep going for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm the same. Like if it's something that I feel I have to do, then I will do everything I possibly can to make that happen. Like there's no giving up. You just have to keep going, don't you?
Yeah,
you might have to retrace steps. I talk about this ad nauseum in this podcast. The path to your destination is never a straight line. It's always up, round, over, under, 5 steps back, 2 forward, 7 to the side, as you've just proved.
Yeah.
With that trip.
you've just got to roll with it. I mean, it's, what? Life's a roller coaster, yeah. So why expect anything different from a trip or whatever it is? There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. But if you just focus on the good stuff, the 80% of stuff I couldn't control, it would be great if it didn't happen, but it happened. So what? Focus on the good bits.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Good lad. Okay, so let's head across to Facebook. There were none on Patreon. People, the clan, you've let me down here. I did only post up yesterday, fair enough. But normally there's a few, but there was none on this one. So I hate to say it, you let me down, clan people. But we've got plenty on Facebook and Instagram. So first one on Facebook, Paul Simpson. How you doing, Paul? Looking forward to this. My question, money no object and no time restrictions or border issues, no wars, for example. Where in the world would you visit? Would you go solo or with friends? What is the choice of bike? Just as important is what would be the cake of choice. Thanks, North of England adventure bike riders.
Wow. Is that to both of us?
Yeah, okay. You go first.
Cake of choice, great. My wife's mother's Black Forest Gatto, because it is amazing.
Oh, yeah, she's Swiss, isn't she? She's Swiss-German, did you say?
Yeah. Schweizer Deutsch,
Yeah.
So, yeah, my wife makes it, but you got to go to the source. Sorry. But she knows. She knows. That's a compliment. I love my in-laws. They're great people. So, yeah, I'm very fortunate.
So where would you go then?
Where would I go? Where wouldn't I go? Yeah. I certainly want to go back because I feel I have unfinished business in Norway. Okay, but the weather and so on, and it'd be great to see about the pain bit. But for sure, I was kind of chatting because I was on a bit of a mission at ABR Festival. A mate of mine had a bit of a spill recently on the ACT. On a road section, he actually broke his tib and fib. Yeah, just diesel over the entire lane. So get well soon down. And I thought I took it on myself to do a talking heads thing with quite a few faces there. So I spoke to Mirko and John Bateman and Nathan and loads of other people, and just got little talking heads to send over to Dan. And it got me kind of into thinking, this is really cool, this ACT stuff. Yeah, I know it's off-road and all of that. So I think, one of the ACT tracks would be an interesting thing to do. And I love the vibe of their camp they had recently, which I was invited to. That's in Cologne in Germany. I thought, that looks really cool. It's just kind of my cup of tea. It's not massive and it's more personal. So yeah, a little bit of that. And what bike? Well, I've kind of got the idea of this already. So I've been bouncing around and thinking about a more middleweighty bike because the yellow GS is now gone. I decided to sell it because I wasn't using it and it deserved to be used. So I sold it to a lovely bloke recently who I hope is enjoying it. Got the 1250 GSA. Did the mistake of doing off-road skills, which was bloody awesome. So went to the 1250 after that. But I would probably go for a Touareg 660. Standard, Standard, not the rally. I've ridden it twice, off-road and on-road, and loved it. I just felt really super lightweight, loads of power. Love the airbox induction sound it makes, and I think it's a lot of bike for the money.
Yeah.
So a lot of people overlook that Touareg. I think it's a ton of bike for the money. And yes, there are the Chinese bikes like the CF Motos, particularly the Kobeis, the 800s. They're really interesting. But it's still based on the KTM power plant. And I'd love to know the longevity of those. Nothing against KTM. I actually really like the idea of the 890s and 790 ranges. But yeah, I think it would be the Touareg 660 with a few little changes would be the bike choice.
That's fine. I was just chatting to one of my neighbours this morning. He's got the Guzzi adventure bike and he's getting rid of that because he's bought the Touareg 660. So yeah, The Coveys that you were talking about, I had a chap, Adam, don't know if you've heard of him, Bikers for Brains.
Not really, no.
Bikes for Brains. Yeah, he's got one. He's got a Covey and loves it. Absolutely loves it.
I was
there's tours on it and all sorts.
Yeah, I was looking at them at ABR right at the very end. I didn't get to ride one yet.
Yeah.
But I have ridden the 890s off-road, the 890 KTM Venturals, which I thought was a great bike off-road, but just a bit too aggressive for my liking. I kind of like something that got the performance but doesn't bark too much about it. So, yeah. But also played with the F450 GS off-road with the, what's it called, Easy Clutch. That was a hoot. That was great fun.
What was it like off-road then with that clutch?
Effortless. Yeah, absolutely. Took it on the Dunlop Trail with the off-road skills guys. Loved it. It was freaky as all heck not to have to use a clutch lever. And I think you've test ridden it recently as well.
Yeah, I did a road test on it, yeah.
Suspension was brilliant, really compliant. It can move. It's got loads of grunt where it needs it, and it can track.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fine, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. But I think I would personally want a bike that's a bit wider because I wouldn't have that many bikes in the garage. If it was a green laner, I think the F450 would be a wicked bike, particularly that easy clutch. Like, after trying it, just try it. It is super cool. But the Touareg would be the one I'd go for. Right. A few little tweaks.
I didn't want to like the easy clutch. But I came away thinking, actually, like I jumped on my bike and I totally forgot it had I needed the clutch because it's got the quick shifter and the blipper. There's no difference there, but it's things like when you pull up, like you need to pull the clutch in if you're stopping in a gear, and I forgot about it. So I kept stalling the bike for the first 1 or 2 times that I did it. I was like, oh, for God's sake.
But my bike history just fits in with that anyway. So there's some of the. I mean, I've ridden some absolute nails, some stuff that would scare the living daylights out of modern day riders. My first bike I ever rode, first bike I ever had was a Honda Cub 90. So that's semi-automatic straight away. Forget about a clutch.
Yeah.
And most of the bikes I had were old Hondas that had front and rear drum brakes.
Yeah.
That will scare you. The engine braking on one of them was better than both brakes applied at the same time. The engine braking was better.
And your feet down on there as well, trying to stop with that.
Or just stand up and abandon it. I did that on one of them.
Paul also said, would you go solo or with friends?
To that, I'd go with friends. I think the idea of doing off-road solo is... there's more risk involved in that. And also I think it'd be good to have mates, have a bit of a crack, and you know what? So the guy that had the injury, I've already floated the idea of, hey, how about we do this? So I'm already starting to make moves in that direction, if I'm being really honest about it. So would still need the bike, etc. But I think with friends I think something like that would be enjoyed with other people, sure. So
yeah. Right, my version of it, where would I go? I think I'd like to do the stands. I want to do Mongolia. So I think I would aim for Ulaanbaatar via all the stands, or a lot of the stands. What bike would I do it on? It'd have to be the Gixxer.
Okay.
It'd have to be the Gixxer. Just take the Gixxer solo. Don't get a chance to ride solo much anymore, and I miss it. So a big trip like that, solo for me. Cake. Oh. You can't go wrong with Rocky Road or Tiffin in my book. Yeah, that's what it would be for me. Rocky Road or Tiffin. Right, cheers, Paul. Next one, Dean Lambert. I'm looking forward to this one, Bruce. Stan, looking back on your epic trip, if you were to advise someone doing a similar Nordic coastal tour, are you happy with the route you took, or would you suggest they change any part or time of year? What were the most difficult parts? Right, lots to digest there.
Okay, difficult parts. Route. I like the route. actually worked. No, I like the route. I again would go back to looking at the national tourism routes that are on the Norway website, the Norway tourism website. They're genuinely really good. So FV13 was a good one. I took in all the major bits and pieces like the Drangi Fjord, Trollstigen. But for me, that road, which a lot of people overlook, that Lysebotn Fjord road in south-west Norway, is definitely one to do. And if the weather's with you, the Tindervegan mountain pass. Because if you've got the views, it's well worth it. If you haven't got the views, it's the middle of nowhere. And the potato didn't even know where I was. There's something weird about that area, that no GPS and no phone signal, at least when I went through. Nothing.
I wonder if it's military or something up that neck of the woods.
I don't know. It's too far from the Russian border, and I think that's the issue. If you go towards the Russian border, the likelihood is your GPS signal is going to get spoofed and you're just going to lose GPS. I think that's a major thing towards the border. So, yeah. But no, I loved it. I think that the coastline, I did south to north, and I had no issues with that at all. The only bit that was, I don't want to say it because there's a lot of people's bucket lists. The only people was this place was disappointment was Atlantic Ocean Road. I kind of went, is that it? All right, cool.
It's only about 3 miles, isn't it? It's not massive.
Yeah, it looks great from a drone, but when you're on it, you've done so many bridges in order to get there that you kind of go, well, it's a bridge with a bend in the middle of it. And I don't want to put anyone off. If it's on your list, forget me. Just you go do it and tick it off your list. But yeah, it was that was the only bit I kind of went, yeah, I was not too pressed. And that ferry terminal at Boda. So don't hang around there too long. The rest of it amazing. I'd love to go back to Lysebotn and do what you did with that sunrise and go to particularly Senja Island that I didn't get to go to. Because that is definitely unfinished business because the weather was closed in so I could see nothing. So I basically just hot-tailed it towards Alta.
Yeah, Lysebotn's beautiful. The amount of people that literally go by, they go up the west side of Norway and they don't go to Lysebotn. And I'm like, go. You got to go. You got to go and see it. It's stunning.
It's the jewel in the crown. I didn't get to see it the way I'd like to have seen it. So I'd love to go back and do that for sure. But have time in your schedule that you can maybe skip out the odd rainy day here and there. And also, you don't have to do what I did. I mean, I was doing it on a genuinely shoestring budget. It cost more to fix the tooth than to do the entire ride.
Wow.
Real world. But with that, here's another great app. I completely forgot about this one. People struggle with this, camping. There's an app called Nordkapp, Nordkapp. You want to find every campsite in Norway, what the rates are, user reviews, the facilities, the huts, if they've got them on there. Nordkapp's the app to go and have. Absolutely amazing bit of kit. But I would do that. But on the wet days, you can choose to have those little huts, those hyets. I think they're only about, if you're not in a tourist zone, they rip you off. But if you're not in a tourist zone, I think they're about 50 quid. And then you don't have to pitch a tent. You just throw your sleeping bag into one of those and you've got a shelter and you're good to go. Yeah. So, but I camped virtually all the time except for how many times? One that amazing guy near Nordkapp and 2 bunker bikers, one near Stockholm, which was a motorcycle club. They were incredible. So, yeah.
Yeah. God, that's going to save you a fortune just camping and doing that. Yeah. Hotels. I remember Norway hotels. Geez, even like a travel lodge 13 years ago, 14 years ago was about 130, 140 quid a night. Yeah, just for a basic room.
You can wild camp virtually anywhere you want to as well. As long as you're 150 meters away from a dwelling or a business in most of Norway, you can do it. Yeah. But if there happens to be a roadside toilet, you can camp there and use the facilities. So, and I actually because I literally was on a shoestring, I kind of got this trick from Switzerland. I don't know why people buy bottled water in Switzerland. It's weird to me. Because, when you go to Swiss towns, you tour there a lot. You're aware of this?
Not Switzerland. Yeah.
You have these water
What's that?
fountains all over the place, right?
They have the what? Sorry, you broke.
Water fountains all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Well, you just fill your bottles up from those. Those are regulated by the local authorities. All the locals are there filling their water bottles up with brilliant mineral water for free. And the tourists jump off a bus and go to the co-op and buy loads of bottles of water. And I've done that. I've been filling up a hydro pack on a mountain bike there. And I'm like, what the heck are they doing? What's going on? This is the good stuff.
Yeah.
But what I did in Norway, you know where camper vans fill up and get their fresh water supplies from at petrol stations?
Uh-huh.
That's where I fill in my hydro packs all the time. And on the campsite, I was just literally like, well, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me, it'll work.
Yeah, good idea. I have a little project in mind, which is going to happen. I'll talk to you about it off camera.
Okay.
Norway has changed quite a lot since I was last there. So it'll be good to whack a few things by you, really.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, what were the most difficult parts? I think we've pretty much covered that, haven't we? You had more than one.
All of that does not take away from anything. It's just stuff that happened. But the reality is that even all that stuff happened, I could deal with it. And anyone, if I can deal with it, anyone can deal with it. Yeah. You know, I'm nothing special. My solution to every problem I came across pretty much was go to a gas station. Someone there is going to have an answer. So it's either gas stations, the answer to every question in the known universe is going to be there. And if it's not there, find a dog walker because they'll probably fix it. And everyone in Scandinavia, though, has got this real "how can I help you" attitude. They want to help.
Yeah. They're nice. They're just nice people.
Next level nice.
Yeah. Cheers for that one, Dean. Gordon Stewart, speak of the devil. How you doing, Gordon?
Yeah. I've literally just seen, he's just posted, he has just finished. Amazing.
Yep. So done now,
Just to you, mate.
Great to hear Stan will be on. What a top guy. Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, Gordon. Congratulations, mate, on completing the Greenland expedition. Right, Gordon's questions. Did you feel you were able to enjoy the ride knowing you were on such an epic charity mission?
Yes.
It sounds like you did. I mean,
I did.
29 days, you know, that's giving you time to enjoy this for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. Again, anything that came, the weather was a major feature. Okay. I had a lot of dry. I was really blessed by that. And when I had the wet, I had a lot of wet, and I just had a lot of cold. None of it took away. It was all part of the adventure, you know. But again, it's just a case of, right, let's go. It's meant to be. Don't know why it's meant to be. And if someone else in this world is worse off than I am, you know, I mean, I didn't mention this, but I stopped. I was doing one of those little live to camera pieces. And as I was doing it, a WhatsApp message popped up from Emma, from Alex's Wish. And I was feeling pretty poor. I was, you know, full churn from painkillers, and I was double dosing painkillers and antibiotics. So I was not in a good place. And I got this message come up on my phone, and it said, "Oh, Stan, you're doing amazing. Really appreciate all you're doing. Just to let you know, we've just lost someone in the community. A little 16-year-old lad, I think it's called Archie, that passed away with Duchenne just there and then." And I just kind of went, "Fucking suck it up, buttercup." You know what I mean? It's no biggie. And I just kind of got straight back in the zone and kept on going. And that was different because of the circumstances of this particular ride. But yeah, you always find a way. If your mindset is I'm going to find a way forward, you'll find a way forward 100% of the time.
We've covered this already, but I always say to people, it's only, I mean, it's that saying, isn't it? It's not over till the fat lady sings. Well, you're the fat lady. When you're doing something, you're the fat lady, because it's only over when you decide it's over. When you give in, then it's over. If you keep going, all right, you might not get to a set place, destination by a set time. But if you're figuring it out and you still get there, you've still got there. You've still succeeded. It's just, we covered it in an episode quite recently, actually. Like, failure's good. Failure is like a learning opportunity, isn't it? Like failure means that you're going to grow now. You know what not to do.
Yeah. Well, so people that understand, because people think, okay, it's got personal development mode. So people think there's this signpost in life. One direction is failure, one direction is success. Yeah, that's how a lot of people perceive it. The reality is, the success is the far side of failure. You've got to fail big to succeed big.
Absolutely,
that's just the way it works.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's only as you get older and you've failed at things that you realize that, don't you? Yeah. Once you've failed at things, you're like, oh, okay, that didn't work out then. Before that, this thought of failure is like, oh my God, that can't happen. That's not going to happen. Once it happens, you're like, all right, then, okay, we dealt with that. Next, let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, I did the off-road training before I left with Steph Jevons, original Moto Junkies location. And Steph was kind enough to support me with that, which is, thank you so much, Steph and Pete Bob.
Yeah, she's awesome, Steph. Isn't she?
Oh, just best kind of people, really kind. And where was I going with that?
We were talking about failure. We were talking about failure.
That was it. And Steph was basically, if you're not falling off, you're not trying hard enough. Now, the trouble was, I didn't fall off once the entire day. I really tried to fall off. But I was always at the front, and I don't know. I couldn't fall off. But it's the same when I did off-road skills. I didn't fall off, which is weird because I was
I can fall off, no problem.
Well, you're doing it for me, so I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problems, no worries. Gordon's got another question. He says, "Which roads would you love to go back and ride again?"
Okay, I possibly a little bit answered that, but I think definitely the Lysebotn Fjord. 100%.
That's a zigzaggy one.
A zigzaggy one, and I'd probably do the tour thing at the bottom, jump on the ship at the bottom and do that and just see what that experience is like. Yeah. After probably going up and down it twice more. The Trollstigen is good fun, but it's super touristy. And even the Geiranger Fjord, the views, but again, you've got to hit it at the times of the day when the tourists aren't there, so early or very late.
Yeah, it's like Stelvio, isn't it?
Yeah, and again, I'm going to bounce back and say I think FV13 was a good route. Big sections.
That's
of that
one of the tourist roads that you're speaking about, isn't it?
Yeah. Every time I kind of went, I'm really enjoying this road, and all of a sudden one of those little pop-up sign goes FV13. I'm still on that. It's a really good route. This is. But yeah, for sure though, the floating islands and Senja that I didn't get to go to, and the experience you had of sitting there waiting and seeing the Arctic sun on the horizon is not something I was able to do. I'd love to do that. Anyway, I better stop there. I'll just say the whole Norway at this rate. So.
It's just a breathtaking place, isn't it? It really is. Really is.
Yeah, it's on the level of its own.
Yeah. Cheers, Gordon. Thank you very much for the questions, pal, and congrats again. Next one, Nathan Turner. Good day. Questions. What is your best achievement?
Ooh, dude, best achievement. I don't know. You kind of have to go down the wife and kids route, don't you? Otherwise, you'll get beaten up by one or the other. I don't know. I've had a lot of success in business and in life in some areas, and a lot of challenges, you know. But I think pushing beyond the far side of them all has been the biggest achievement, and I'm still working. You know, I didn't mention it earlier, but before all this happened, you know, when I said we had the whole issue with the house and all that stuff, I also had a mini stroke at that point in time as well.
Bloody hell, mate! Christ.
But that wasn't diagnosed until after I came back from Nordkapp. I was unaware of it. Yeah. So that actually is the reason I didn't continue on and do other things, because I was kind of rebuilding me to a certain extent during that period. So yeah, I also had that. But that was because you didn't go and see a doctor during that time. So actually rebuilding from that has been a hell of a challenge. And that's also why you see me doing the posts on fitness and so on.
Yeah, I was going to come to that.
Yeah. But we can talk more about that separately. But yeah, but I had that. That's actually why I didn't continue and do the other challenges I was thinking about doing, because I needed to focus on me and being present for the family. So I think coming back from that is it's potentially still a work in progress. But yeah, it's huge. That was a complete upheaval because you're not you anymore. So that was weird.
If you don't mind me asking, like what sort of impacts did the stroke have on you then?
A lot of people wouldn't say it was it was a TIA, so let's give it a technical term, I guess. Which means transit ischemic attack. So basically that means that the clot clears itself, which means you don't need to go in and have surgery. I just collapsed, everything went white, and I thought, for some reason, I remember, so like I thought someone just shone laser in my eyes. I don't know why I thought that. It made no sense. Collapsed on the sofa, my wife standing at the sink staring at me, kind of going, what's this happening? You all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm completely fine. But I was like weak down one side of the body.
Oh.
But no reference point, right? And I wasn't going to go and see a GP. It was COVID. You didn't go and see a doctor. So I didn't. What it did ultimately was it just basically meant I just kind of was overloaded very quickly. So I just couldn't quite cognitively take stuff on and deal with certain things. But beyond that, and this happened more after the ride than during it, uncontrollable anxiety. I could not be around people, groups of people, couldn't do it.
Wow.
Now I kicked off an event started this year in front of an audience of 200 people. And I was very kind of, well, can I do this before I went and did it? I was like, told me I can do this. It's fine. The biggest events I've done have got 2,000 people in the room in the past, and 200 was like, that was awesome. I actually really enjoyed myself. But it takes a while because your brain kind of rebuilds pathways that have been damaged and so on. So you end up being a different version of you. But I'm pretty close to where I used to be, but a lot wiser and a lot better for it. Maybe.
Bloody hell, mate. You've been on one heck of a path. Wow.
Oh, that also happened during that entire journey, but yeah, you know what.
Nathan also says, and does maple syrup go with bacon? Nathan from Saskatoon. Keep up podcasting. Cheers, Nathan. Thank you, pal. Maple syrup with bacon.
I've never had maple syrup with bacon.
Have you not?
No. That sounds like,
yeah, I have.
That sounds like a Canadian thing, for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's beautiful.
And it's awesome.
Love it.
In that case, it's obviously awesome because Bruce says it is.
Yeah. I mean, I know my food. Yeah, I like maple syrup with bacon. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So,
they do proper bacon as well.
I do the mayonnaise with fries thing, which I think is quite a Canadian thing.
Is it?
I think that's quite a Canadian thing, yeah. There was it's kind of gone dead now, but there was this really fun YouTube channel called Awesome Players. That was a bunch of guys in Canadian sort of backwards riding F800 GSs and stuff, and it just did narration over the top of it, and their videos were a hoot, but I haven't seen anything from that. Yeah, Awesome Players Motorcycle Club. A guy called Riley was running it, and yeah, they were just down to earth, and you can kind of go, yeah, these would be really cool dudes to hang with.
Yeah. There's some good stuff on YouTube, but it's weird how, I mean, my channel's going through it at the moment. Like, you're the flavor of the month for a while, and then you just sort of fade away into obscurity. Like, it's hard work at the moment trying to get views. And you watch other channels, and, I've seen it over the last sort of 10, 15 years. There's channels that all of a sudden they just arrive and they go, whoa, they rock it. And you're like, holy shit, like, how's this happening? And it lasts for a wee while, maybe a year or so, 6 months, a year. And then they just fade away again. And then another one comes along and poof. And it's weird. You see it all across YouTube on all different niches. It's channels that, I follow in the tech world. And I have to actively hunt and look for them now because they just don't show up in my algorithm. And it's like, I'm interested in this stuff. It's like, what happened?
I don't know. I think the algorithms and the AIs and God knows what think you want to see something you don't want to see.
Yeah, it's weird. because all the YouTube gurus, they say, no, the algorithm is only showing you what it thinks you want to see. So it's changed quite recently, and it's actively, it's not looking for what you always watch and it's going to send you those channels. Now it's like, right, what content do you like? And it's actively looking for people you've never seen before and sending them to you.
Yeah.
But it means that your loyal channels that you've watched for ages, you only need to miss one or two of their vids and then they just fade away. So it's just all new stuff that starts coming now.
It's just chasing the hamster wheel, isn't it?
It's a weird place at the moment, YouTube. Some folk are absolutely smashing it, and there's plenty of us that aren't at the moment. It's crazy. Anyway, right, that's the Facebook ones. Let's head across to Instagram. First one, R1 Soul. How you doing, Pete?
Pete.
What's the one thing Stan wishes he took on his trip?
Does Pete want me to take him on a trip? What's going on? What's the one thing I wish? I know there's plenty of stuff I wish I didn't take on a trip. That's for sure.
Go on in.
A pair of trainers I never wore once the entire time. It took up space in a pannier. Like, why? Too many changes of clothes because I was washing stuff on the bike. So I was doing the old dry bag wash and then stick it into a net bag as the air dryer. So I didn't need all the changes. It's pointless. What do I wish I had? I don't feel I missed anything. I don't know how to answer that one. Although my wife would probably want me to say her because she also writes. So, there's that.
Obviously your wife then. Obviously your wife.
Yeah, obviously my wife. But on her bike. So,
Yeah.
I'd love to show her that, but she's just not so keen on the idea of getting wet and cold. I'm like, that sounds like a day in heaven to me. I'll have that.
Have you toured with your missus then? Has she come away with you?
No, she hasn't. She talks about it, but, been really busy with the business and time, and the kids are going for exams and stuff recently, so it hasn't happened so much.
Of course, I forgot about your kids, yeah.
Yeah, and... But I'm not too sure she's super keen on the tent thing, whereas I kind of go, yay, tent, throw the tent up, yay. Sleeping bags, airbag, life's good. Right, next.
I've done my tent stuff. I'll happily take a hotel now. Yeah, no problems. Nothing to prove. Happily have a hotel.
I just love the flexibility of it. The fact you don't have to really plan anything. It's great as a plan B. I mean, I've got the new ADV products Lavu tent. I've got tent 26 out of the first batch ever produced. Wow. That's cool. It's a single pole tent. And British company, awesome dudes behind it. They're well worth having a chat to, by the way, at some point.
Single pole tent, did you say?
Yeah. One pole in the center of it. Boom, done. Simple. You can have it with or without the outer, but it's got a top you can attach. My big bugbear with tents is getting wet going into and out of them. But you've got this top that literally connects to the top, separate pole out, and you've got an outdoor living space that means you can also go into it. What a great bit of kit. Yeah, ADV Products Lavu. The guy that runs it, Jess, lovely guy, lovely company.
ADV Products Lavu. How are you spelling Lavu?
Lavvu, I think it is, or Lavu. Okay. Could be.
Right, I'll check
do
that
not
out.
get me to pronounce Norwegian place names. Oh my God. That's like trying to talk about IKEA furniture when you get to Sweden. That's how you can figure out you're in Sweden, because every time you go into a town, there's an IKEA.
Yeah. Tying your tongue in knots. Right. Thanks for that one, Pete. Next one, Adam Jacob 9. Question for you both. What's one piece of motorcycle advice that's repeated so often that you actually disagree with it, and why? Slash. Ooh. Motorcycle advice I disagree with.
I did see this earlier, actually, and one thing just jumped to mind, which you almost certainly disagree with. But it's the idea that loud pipes save lives.
Oh, yeah.
I disagree with that because obviously my advanced rider hat on, I think it could contribute maybe, but skills, if you've got the opportunity to level up your skills, why wouldn't you? I would.
No, yeah, definitely.
With whoever it is, doing whatever it is, and no disrespect to anyone that's had an unfortunate scenario in their lives with someone that they know, absolutely not. But I would always take the opportunity to boost skills. And if it's done right with the right people, you should be. When I talk to people and coach people, I say that if we're doing this right, I'm increasing your grin factor. Right, I want to see this kind of going there. So not only are you getting those skills up, but you're also enjoying it and taking your riding and enjoyment of riding to the next level if it's done right. So
if it's done right, my experience with the whole advanced bike world outside of like the old bill, it's empires. Sadly, there's a lot of empires there. Yep. There's a lot of committee type people who just they go by the book and they don't look outside the book. And I can't be arsed with any of that. And I've got to say, on my tours, we have a lot of advanced bikers come away with us, IEM, ROSPA, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
The standard of riding sometimes is not good, and more often than not, near misses or incidents generally involve one of them. And I don't know why. I think there's an overconfidence sometimes that can come from it. Yeah, people get trained and stuff, but they don't actually. I don't think they actually test themselves at it. So they'll go away with a group of other riders who they don't know, and I think sometimes they let emotions get to themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like they get competitive. The red mist sometimes comes, and you're just like, nah, this ain't a race. Just chill. Just chill.
It's not copy and paste, and I think that's it. If you look at the IEM Road Smart Advanced Rider stuff, okay,
yeah.
When I talk to people about that, it's like if you can recite to me page 23, chapter 6, subsection 4, you've missed the point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's not about that. It's about interpreting the system advanced rider techniques and implying those as scenarios you come across. The book's only got so many examples in it. For me, you know what, the ultimate goal was to be a thinking rider, not an advanced rider.
100%.
Get your thinking there. And that's it. You do not need to be a stereotype, but why not level up if you can and make it your own and take out of it what makes sense for you.
Definitely, which is why I liked Rapid. When I went and did the day with Rapid, I really enjoyed that because they took elements of roadcraft and applied it to how you rode. Yeah. You know, and they would talk you through. They would talk you through why you're doing certain things in an active scenario, and then the way I was doing it with Ryan, the chap I was doing it with, we were all calmed up anyway. So like he's ex-old Bill, so he's trained to a way higher standard than I ever was. But we both are singing from the same sort of song sheet. Do you know what I mean? Like, essentially it's roadcraft, isn't it? But it was really interesting just to. Things like commentary, you know, like I always think commentary is such a valuable skill for people. Now, a lot of people don't do it because they go, "Oh, I can't talk that quick. I can't think about all that information." And then I'm like, "Yeah, that's the whole point. You're going too quick. Slow it down. Slow it down until you can, and then build it back up." But people don't want to do that, do they? They don't want to slow down because why do they want to ride slower than they were before?
Yeah, kind of. But you know what? I mean, sometimes if I take somebody out, I might put them into an artificial 50. Okay, that road can be taken at 60 all day long, but it's artificial 50. So you can focus on your positioning, your observation, and all those kind of skills genuinely considerably slower than that road allows you to go do. And it gives them the opportunity to have that time. Because you know what? If you truncate it and try and rush it, the whole system falls apart. Yeah. You've got to give yourself time to be human, to have that human factor and to operate. The more you do it, like anything, it's just a skill, you know.
You're learning a new skill, aren't you? So you're not going to be shit hot at it straight away. You're going to be shit. So you have to build up.
Pretty much. But we all learn to walk. We all learn to talk. So it's a skill like any other skill. Just give yourself time. Absolutely. Don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah. Going back to the loud pipe save lives thing, I mean, I hear all the arguments about it. And I hear it. I get it. Yeah. But from 20 years of commuting into central London, in and out every single day, I'll tell you what, loud pipes save lives. There's no doubt in my life that they do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Different scenario. And also, to be fair, they're useful in Norway, sort of, because that yellow GS I had, which is a 2007 GS, when you blip that throttle, at best, it was a slightly upset sewing machine. That's what it sounded like. It shaped left to right because it had that kind of massive flywheel mass. It was so full of character. I love that bike for the character it had. But it would do nothing for Norwegian sheep, whereas Gilles on his KTM Brap, he was like a sheep herder. They were gone.
Yeah. It's like a lovely engine, that.
Part in the waves. Yeah. So,
beautiful.
I was like, yeah, damn it. It's gone over on me.
I was just chatting with KTM today, actually. Yeah, watch this space.
Oh, okay.
We got another one from Pete, R1 Soul. Stan. Stan is a cracking chap, despite his love of Starbucks bikes. But if you were a superhero, what would his superpower be? This is the last question, by the way.
I was a superhero. What superpower would it be? That sounds like a speed dating question. What's going on?
Well, dating's changed.
Oh man, superhero? I don't know. What's super? I'll tell you, I'll throw that. You can answer that first. I know it's not to you. Give me some thinking space here. What's going on with that?
If I was a superhero, what would my superpower be? Oh, I was gonna. What would I? I would like the. I was going to say I'd like the ability to know if somebody's lying or not, but I think you can do that anyway.
Yeah.
And do you want to know? Do you want to know for sure when people are bullshitting you? Because sometimes ignorance is bliss, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty miserable if you knew I'm not lying.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it'd be a bit boring life, wouldn't it? Sometimes it's nice just to. Yeah. Right. What else could we go for then? Invisible, but then you'd just be a pervert. Let's just be honest. What other superpower? It's got to be a quirky superpower.
Actually, whilst we're thinking, I'm going to bounce it back to Pete. Pete, I want you to answer this question in the chat for yourself. And why?
My God, I dread. You know Pete, don't you? I dread to think what answer he's going to give us.
You may have to turn comments off. You're right. What have I done? I've created a monster.
I won't be able to publish any of that anyway. Superpower.
I don't know. You could fly, but then you wouldn't be riding the bikes. What's the point in that? X-ray. Don't know. Yeah, this is a great
conversation stopper, isn't it? I'm trying to think of some obscure, witty superpower, and my mind's just gone blank.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, it's not a superpower, but you could just say, "Well, I just want to be Batman." Why? Because he's cool. But that's not really a superhero, is it? Is it? I don't know.
I'm Batman. Because
there you go. I'm Batman. We're Batman. That'll work. Just because you're cool. Right, and he rides a bike, so there you go. Win, done.
He is quite a cool dude, actually. Yeah. Do you know what I would like to be? I would like to be. I was going to say immortal, but then would you? Because then you're just going to be hanging around watching all your loved ones pass away for generation after. Oh no, that's horrible. That's depressing. No, forget that. I don't want that.
This is a great question, Pete. Thank you for sharing it.
It is, but it's a bit of a conversation stopper, isn't it? Because you want to sit and ponder it and think.
No, I'm just going to take the lowbrow Batman because he's cool. Done.
Right. Okay. We'll draw a discreet veil over that one, Pete. Whilst we're talking about Pete has his Red Shoe Diaries thing, doesn't he, on Instagram?
Yeah.
So I started a thing a few years ago called #Trim Teapot on Instagram stories. And it was just a way of making me accountable. That was all it was. I'm fat knacker. I needed to sort my life out. I had a rowing machine that a neighbour had lent me. So I just thought, right, I'm just going to start rowing. So I started recording the aftermath of it every morning and whacking it up on Instagram. And I just called it #Trim Teapot. And loads of people were like, great, that's just a boot in the arse I need. So we've grown this little community of maybe, 24 people now who get tagged in every day. And it's called Trim Teapot. Pete has one called Red Shoe Diaries, where he's doing an amazing job at the gym, and he goes there, and I tag you up in Trim Teapot. He tags you in Red Shoe, but you are on an amazing voyage at the moment with the gym. How many days have you been going?
Well, what is as in every day? I don't go to the gym every day, but I work out every day.
You do something every day, don't you?
Do something every day. 85 days currently without a single miss.
And what's the reason behind this?
Why not? I think it's to be better. It's to improve. It is to. I loved it. I get back to ABR. It's a festival, but I sat in the TRF tent, which actually I thought was the best tent for chats. It was so good, so small and intimate. You got Chris Birch in there, and Birch is talking about, you know what, if you want to be fit and ride your bikes, like what's the number one thing you do? You need to go out and do PT. You need to earn your fitness fun tokens, right? Every day in the gym is putting another fitness fun token in the bank to go and play with your bikes later. Earn your fitness fun tokens. And I thought that is brilliant. I mean, I was already well into doing the every single day workout, but I thought, what a great, simple way of doing that. You know what? Fitness fun tokens, whether it be for riding a bike, for life. Yeah. Because without fitness, without health, nothing else really, you haven't got stuff to build on. I mean, I've been there where I've collapsed in a heap on the floor, and I thought that was it, game over, right? So you need to have health, and why not work on it? And it's just competing against yourself every day. I'm not trying to do I'm the big I am, nothing like that. Absolutely not. This is more of a case of little and often. I mean, I posted recently the walking segments that the guy on Watch tracks me on. I started doing those 83 days, whatever it was, that post earlier, at about 22 minutes for that segment, that first walking segment. I got it down to about 16 minutes, 83 days later, just by going out and walking. So today I had a fitness session with my PT. I broke a slam ball. Oh, shit.
You broke a slam ball.
Slammed it too hard. So yeah, that was a thing today. It was pretty much on its last legs anyway, but I did not help. So yeah, killed a slam ball in the gym today. So yay. But again, and then I had to have a 12 kilo one. That was a 7 kilo one. So I was like, I killed it. Shit, about the 12 kilo now, because that's the only one they've got.
That's your prize.
Yeah, that's my reward for destroying kit, is to do the really heavy one. And I thought that was all right, to be honest, which was nuts. I was like, geez, wait, who am I? What's going on? And I think it's that conversation you have with yourself. Sorry.
Can I ask, at what stage did this become, what's the word? God. Like it's part of you now, it's routine. Because that's the thing for me. It's not got to a stage where it's the routine yet. It's every single morning that I wake up and I know I need to row or got to do a circuit or something. I have this battle between me and my inner bitch, and 9 times out of 10 recently, the inner bitch has won, where I've just thought of every other excuse. Oh, I've got too much work to do. But it's always that. I've got too much to do. I can't sacrifice half an hour, 40 minutes to go and do some fizz. How do you get over that?
Lots of ways. So have you ever heard of a guy called Tony Robbins?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, cool. I've done his stuff in the past. I've actually been to one of his conferences and walked on fire and all that stuff because
I've had one of his life coaches on here.
Wow.
John Gilbert, I'm mates with him now. Yeah, he's good lad.
Awesome. Interesting person to know. That'd be interesting. But yeah, incredible stuff. But he talks about net time, no extra time. Okay. So if you're out and about walking, well, you could be on the blower talking to people. Yeah. You could be listening to a podcast. You could still be doing something productive in that exercise time. So net time, no extra time. So whilst you're out there doing something, what could you be doing? Is there a hotel you need to talk to when you're booking or whatever it is? Can you do that whilst you're out and about?
I can't talk to anyone when I'm on that rower. It's just not happening.
Yeah,
I'm just about staying conscious.
But these are the days though when you're not when you've got time to do the rower, got time to do the rower. Yeah. But if you've got a time crunch, right? Then take that time crunch. Say, well, what could I do today? Well, I can go out and walk. And if you can do a high tempo walk for 45 minutes, rock and roll. Yeah. Jobs are good and done for the day. That's all you need to do. And it is just to challenge yourself to be better than yesterday. And you're running your own race, so you're the only one that it matters to.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I walk every single day. The dog gets 2 walks every day. Normally, I do the morning one, and probably 5 times out of 10, I'll do the evening one. Or normally my wife will do the evening, but when I'm home, I'm like, I'll do the walk because when I'm away, she has to do both. Yeah. So. So the dog gets walked all the time. But in my head, it's like that. I've been doing that five years now. So it's like, I don't count it as exercise. I know it is, but I don't count that as exercise. It's like, I need to shock my body. I need to do more. I need to do something different.
I push that slightly. So I'm not just walking. So if I'm out walking, so it's an hour-long walk, I want to be average heart rate of over 100 beats a minute for that hour. So I'm hustling. And that is...
mine is.
That's the way I gamify it.
Yeah. Try and beat the old, your pace time on your watch.
Oh, God, yeah. But also...
Dragging the bloody dog along.
Yeah, totally. But also I've got an app all the health stuff ended up actually... Because it wasn't that expensive. It kind of was, but it wasn't. But self-employed and what have you. So I've actually got Vitality Fitness now. So it's like a private health thing. But if you go into their app, I don't know if you can see this, you actually see...
I used to have Vitality, Yeah.
I'm never going to focus on them in years, but every single day I've maxed out those scores. That's the month before I started. So those 2 days there, I committed to doing it. And every single one is full after that.
Nice one.
And that keeps me on track.
And that brings your medical insurance down as well, doesn't it? Your health insurance, whatever it is.
Yeah. Gives you free...
You get rewards for it.
Cinema tickets, coffees.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like, you can get healthy, drink caffeine. What? I don't know.
So what's next then?
What's next? Well, obviously I'm dealing with some stuff because I unfortunately lost my father a short time ago. So kind of just going through that with family stuff, which could be easier than it is. That's just the way that is. So, kind of took a step back from that. But I would, like the idea of doing this ACT stuff. We'll see how that works out. And potentially, some more challenges afoot because why not? Why not?
Love it. That's the attitude.
I've done the furthest north you can get in Europe, but I don't want to do the points of the compass thing because it's just, so what? Everyone's done that. And somebody's going around doing all the Arctic crossings. I don't know who that guy is.
What lunatic would do that?
But I don't know, the highest point, so you can think a bit laterally, can't you? What's the highest point? I think the highest point, I believe there's a goat trail in the Sierra Nevada mountains that's partially rideable through certain days of the year. I did some research. So that might be a thing.
Yeah. I was going to say, because we do the highest paved road in Europe on I think it's our French tour. We do that. Is it the French Alps tour? I think it's that.
Yeah.
But there is a higher one. That's the one in Slovenia, isn't it? Is it Slovenia that one's in?
Not sure. Thought it was something.
Maybe that's just the highest point in Slovenia. All right. Okay.
Could be, and probably I'm wrong. So I've not deep delved into this, but it could be a thing.
Quick Google will sort that out.
Yeah, and then you throw it to 3 AI bots and it'll give you different answers. So amazing.
Yeah, I know, yeah. They lie like a cheap watch, don't they? Jesus.
It's like, oh, you want to hear this? No, I don't. I actually want the actual answer, please.
Yeah, I know. Everyone thinks AI is like the savior of mankind, don't they? And you're like the all-knowing. You're like, it only knows what you put in. Anyway, let's not get into it.
It's a thing, but it's not always right, and it doesn't replace humans. So
no. I've talked about this again ad nauseum on this podcast. I think there's going to be there already is a yearning for like the human touch now with things, as in, people are wanting tangible things now, like people are going back to handcrafted objects, joinery, they want a human thing. Podcast, prime example. People want conversation. They want long form conversation now. They don't want bang, 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 bang. It's, I think we're going to see a return to that sort of traditional life, I think.
People want people, because otherwise it's kind of a shrink-wrapped version of life. It's kind of like life, but it's got this weird barrier. It's a bit like if you go to a supermarket and you've got a choice between a robot and a person.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to choose? Yeah. And more often than not, I choose the person. Why? Because I can't be bothered to work out how that robot works. It's like, that's slightly different to the one in the co-op. Oh, brilliant. That's great. Thanks for that.
I'm self-checkout every time. Don't want to talk to anybody. Just
get out of here.
Don't want to deal with anyone. Just let me beep, beep, beep. Done. Gone. But I am a believer that I do think there's a definite change in the water now, and people are looking for that human interaction now. Speaking of which, if people want to find out more about the charity ride, where do they go? Is there a website, YouTube channel, Insta?
There's nothing on YouTube. There should be. It's sitting on a hard disk.
Get it done, mate. Get it done.
The audio was mostly destroyed. The GoPro it got wet and moist GoPro.
GoPros, they're awesome, aren't they?
They're just brilliant. Yeah, it randomly shuts off whenever it felt like it during that ride as well. So it's a bit mess. Sorry, look, forgetting about the technical nonsense and the fact I'm too lazy to do it. Where you can find out stuff, the Inspired Rider. What's my handle on Instagram? I can't remember what it is.
At the Inspired Rider, I think official. I think it'll be down below, folks.
It had to be _official because there was another Inspired Rider. That's where I gave up. I believe that was a young Taiwanese lady that rides something other than motorbikes. I'm saying no more. So that's the really
sounds worth a follow to me.
yeah, follow her. Forget about me. I tend to put everything through Instagram, and it copies out occasionally to Facebook. Yeah. There may be stuff coming to, I don't know, would people want to see this on YouTube? If there are people interested, then maybe. Would I do it for that reason? I'm not sure. But I'm looking at the hard drive now. It's in front of me. I know where everything is. Mm-hmm. I actually bothered to copy it off every single day using an iPhone and a USB bridge.
Oh, my God.
To the hard drive. Do you know how long that takes?
That was your evening sorted.
That was about 2 hours, and for some reason I did nothing with it, but it's all there.
Well, best of luck with that, mate.
Yeah, I need a reason. So
awesome. Well, dude, we've done all the questions. I think we've cracked it. Is there anything we've not covered that you want to cover? Any shout outs you want to give?
I mean, apart from the ones we've already given to Gordon, who I think is just doing an amazing job for his causes. So amazing stuff. And that's all, folks, really.
It's all she wrote. Right, folks, hope you've enjoyed this one. Stan, thanks very much for joining me for a chat. It's been an absolute pleasure hearing more about the trip. I'll have a further dig through your Instagram account, actually, and have a little look. I'll I will chat to you after this anyway about some plans that I have. But yeah, folks, if you've enjoyed this one, please do me a favour. Give it a like, give it a comment, subscribe if you've not subscribed as yet, follow if you're on the audio podcasts, and help me spread the word. Tell your mates about Brew Time. Recommend this episode or any of the others that you've listened to and you like, because that's how things are growing these days, is by sharing. Word of mouth. The algorithms love it. So if you do that, much appreciated. And if you could leave a review wherever you can, that would be awesome. 5 stars is always welcome. All right, folks, keep doing your thing. Look after those that you love. Get on out there whenever you can. But most importantly, live your life. Woo-ha.